Welcome back to the Ironheart Merchant Company, session 42. We are almost at that 50 mark. Holy War arc begins, part 4, but by now the Holy War has already begun and well gotten into it. Last time we left off, the party having started session immediately after the day after the mountain giant and vanguard attack from Lithotara, decided to do a little bit of shopping and a little bit of booping around is a good way to put it. With the party deciding to go about town, starting mostly with them, James negotiating with the pirate lord, Captain Azurus of the Cryptic Cabal, kind of agreeing and coming to an agreement, as well as going through the terms. The two parties decided to exchange a little bit of well, actually, no. If I remember, he didn't take the contract. No, actually, that was the whole thing. Yeah, he didn't end up taking that contract. Never mind. Yeah, taking only the gold and walking away with what he had for a reward. The the two would split, with Cinder following out the captain, only to take his Dark Continent map as right after the captain admitted to not being backed by Blackbone Og. With that, the party decided to then, with Cinder and James, continue on to go meet with the Bright Collective. While doing so, the party managed to sell off the majority of the items that they had managed to pick up, getting rid of any of the materials and excess that they didn't need. With the agreement to kind of settled in stone, the party decided to head back into town. And I'm gonna be honest, don't really remember roughly what happened after that. Did we end session roughly after that?
We confirmed that we got the mountain giant from the guard captain who got killed by Monday.
Oh yeah, you guys went and talked to Vin. That's right. That's right. Yeah.
We had an issue with the Iron Warden, John, putting.
Now I remember. Yeah, that's it. Okay, yeah. So after finishing up the Bright Collective guild, the party decided to continue on their way to meet with the barracks captain and the captain of the guard, Vind himself, who, while trying to get James to comment or make a joke about his height, James smoothly managed to avoid the situation and confirming the materials that they had gotten paid for, and taking that as their payment. Party then deciding to head back towards the inn where they stayed at, kind of meeting with one of the members of the Iron Warden crew, only to find out that that member was doing something with his ship. But as John decided to head back and the attack began, things began to get chaotic, though it wasn't the Ironheart Merchant Company's situation. As Rollman returned to the party, Melvin also returning back to the party, and sharing that he has been gathering info on an individual creature that he has an interest in, and that he'll return once again once he gains more information on it. Not really giving you all anything to go off of. But as Cinder, James, and Rollman, you spend the night relaxing, enjoying yourselves, going and accounting for what had happened the previous day between the three of you. The next morning comes as you lot find yourself sitting in the tavern portion of the Last Fire Inn, enjoying some wolf or boar stew, some ale, and what looks to be a thick, dark toast that seems to be made here specifically. As we return, you three having had a full night's rest. Rollman, I believe you picked up your gear from Houghton. That was because that was what you were doing in your downtime, correct?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So
I did.
Having managed to Rollman,
I do not have it currently equipped.
Yeah, Rollman having managed to gain his armor after, and then seeing Houghton head off to go and help the Regan further with more situations. You lot find yourselves kind of gathering back together.
Well, we have to head through the tunnels to go up to Vilcoman today. Also, to check on things, for one. For two, the rumored ghost, let's see if we can deal with that. Rollman, you remember our good friend who helped us out in those tunnels?
Friend we knew of a day.
Hey, he saved our life.
That is true. I will not deny that. Do you think his spirit lingers? Is that what you're saying?
That's one of the few things I think would be strong enough to preside there. so we will have to see what we can do about that.
I don't know much about ghosts. Do either of you?
I have a few spells I've prepared for the occasion. As I'll
I
look
have
to Cinder.
I have a spell specifically to kill ghosts, not to exorcise them.
Maybe we don't lead with that then.
We'll try talking to him first, and if that doesn't work, I can try turning him to make him pass on, hopefully more peacefully. And then after that, it's possibly fight. In which case, you two should probably. We'll make sure we are immune to possession via another spell.
I will say, if it's a ghost, I can't really hit it. And upon it being a ghost at all.
Yeah, it'll be on more Cinder and I to take it out.
Okay. We're going off on our way.
As you kind of enjoy yourself at breakfast, as you do, you see as Drekken kind of flutters over to you a lot. The tavern being kind of slow and quiet. A few guards here and there, but not really giants seemingly up. And I mean, roughly it being around 6-ish in the morning. It's, surprising that it's so quiet. But as Drekken kind of flutters over, he looks over at you, James, and smiles and goes, "Oh, James, I have a letter from the Regan himself."
Ah, I'll gladly take that then.
Hands you the letter and goes, he said to read it amongst you and your crew, but recommended reading it to yourself first. Have a good evening, or a good day, gentlemen, as he kind of turns and smiling flutters off to another group of customers.
Sense motive. Something's a bit odd here. I'm
Sure.
jumpy.
Give me a sense motive.
Why are you jumping,
Ghost.
man?
Ghost talk.
James kind of a little nervous with the ghost in mind, and suddenly seeing Drekken pop up as you all were getting yourselves cleared from the booth, catching him a little bit off guard.
Everything's normal.
James, you know it doesn't feel right. Something's wrong with it, but everything's normal.
I'll open up the letter and read it to myself.
Alright, I'm gonna send this.
Why are you so jumpy, man?
Spirits are not always calm.
Have you dealt with ghosts before?
Once or twice. Not very often. Usually it's a prayer and they go away. Weak ones, anyways.
Alright. One moment, and it'll pop up. There you go. As James just kind of starts reading over the letter, Snow kind of yawning in the background as they get up, kind of climbing off the ground with Cinder kind of coming to a plop as they start licking their paw and like wiping at their ear.
James will then pass this note off to both.
Did you forget our fucking names?
No, I'm just in shock for a minute there, Rollman. To Rollman and Cinder, I'm just gonna post it here into our notes chat because I'm not reading that off because I can't do a Drekken voice.
It's not Drekken's voice; it's just his handwriting.
Yeah, but no, common thing when you get handed, you read it in their voice.
Oh yeah. It reads for those at home. Regan Utham mentioned to pass this on after having met you, and if you survived. He said that he finds evil is not stopped by the biggest of actions, but rather by the smallest of tasks. Truly, James, you should take heart, for it is those around you who find themselves most fearful. And seeing someone like yourself fighting on, well, that's the greatest courage you can give someone, to show that even those outskilled will fight on with passion in their eyes and a willingness to do what's right. Take courage, young merchant. Your path will see further glory at your own hands. So chin up, spear forward, and may your adventures continue to be a success.
I've been shit on and complimented. I'm a little confused.
James, eyebrow raised, not sure how to feel.
It's the cleanest shit on anyone could ever experience.
What would you want me to roll a Cinder for understanding of why he sent this and what his intentions are? Because I don't think he'd
Sense
send a
motive.
letter to James at war.
Yeah, sense motive.
It's also true
Sense motive.
that when we met Utham, he's very down to earth.
Calm.
It seems.
Kind of a weird time.
This is a very flowery letter. Yeah, I should probably.
No, the flowery is normal. It's that he decided to send it. So that's a 12 plus 5 plus 9, 26.
Looking over this, there are certain points about the handwriting that kind of catch your attention. But as you're kind of looking it over, it seems almost either this is the most an encouraging moment, or Regan Utham's been given a vision of some sort, given his more notoriously tied to a unknown god. That maybe James has some brighter future that would be very useful. This could be Regan Utham hedging his bet. Oh, it could also be, given Regan Utham's notoriously famous handwriting being just elegantly beautiful, as you look this over, this could be someone trying to replicate it just as easily. As you kind of think for a moment, Cinder, you put it as a 50-50. You're not sure this could be a fake, or this could be Regan Utham hedging his bet, but as you kind of think about it, there's not really a motive for the Regan to need to hedge his bets. Because he's already named you all as a hero and a representative power in his nation, as you kind of start to think deeper. Kind of with
When
that
I look at it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, continue if you still more
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, with that in mind, kind of putting those together, you can see a chain of this could be a fake, or this could be, this may have some more deeper meaning personally that you aren't picking up.
Is there a seal of Regan Utham's?
There
mark?
is his sigil and mark on the wax seal.
That makes it unlikely it's a fake. When I get to look at it, can I see if there's a sort of secret message with some sort of like a decipher script?
Yes, if you want to give me a decipher script, I'll take it.
Cinder just look at James while it's happening. Like, it's either
20 for
fake
26.
or there's something really extreme coming our way soon.
And when you say that, I'll say, looks like his seal, so unlikely to be a fake, but still.
You know how easy it is
Possible.
to copy seals?
As you look it over, Roman, now you're not a magic caster, to make very clear to the audience who watch this. You have not picked up any magic casting. There's no classes that are going to give you any benefits to this. But as you start to look it over, you start seeing little markings that kind of catch your eye that some of the letters are fatter and seem to me almost a little bit thicker than they should be. Kind of noticing this, you start to see a pattern and recognize the runes. There's some sort of spell, but you've never seen this spell before put into this message.
Oh, is this my job? The spellcraft guy?
I mean, I can also just identify.
I won't. We're in the middle of a tavern, correct?
Mm-hmm, correct.
I could go back upstairs to the room and do it if you want.
Yeah. Why not? I'm curious. I will say to Cinder, hey, let's go back to your room for a second. I think you might have forgot something.
Oh, yeah. Sure thing. Oh. Like, I pop my back and stand up.
I guess I'll look to them. Should I come with in this instance, or?
I mean, sure. Maybe you can always find it.
The letter is to you, James.
I tell Snow to feel free to eat, my part of the table.
Snow kind of
Like,
climbs
hop up on
back.
top of the
Yeah,
table.
Snow climbs back up
I
onto
just
the
imagine
booth.
Snow's already eating all of our food.
Snow just climbs back up on the booth and starts to eagerly look at it. And Drekken, who's not really seems to look over and just kind of sighs, continues about his business as he sees you. There, kind of standing up the
Look, he
stairway.
gets tipped heavily for this stuff.
Yeah, as you said that, I put down like 5 silver.
But yeah, as you lot kind of turn and start heading up towards the rooms, onto the second floor, you will have a side room that's kind of set up between the three of you that you've been kind of semi-using as a rotational room. It has 2 bunks in it, meaning 4 beds, that lets you kind of relax and stretch out, as well as a chest and an armoire. As you kind of head in, closing the door behind you, Roland kind of leaning up against the door to make sure no one's like listening, tapping, making any noise near it. I imagine Cinder and James kind of heading a little bit deeper into the room, into the center of it before opening it once more.
Before I do that, I did have a couple things to show you too. As I pull out, without like touching it, like I put the bag down and unfold it to show the candle with the Genasi royal family seal on it.
Do I feel magic off of this?
Of course you fucking do.
Give me a spellcraft.
The 17th caster level item.
That's why I was asking if I felt it without a roll.
Without a roll, no, it's not it's not activated currently.
It's true. You have to light it to activate it.
Unlike, like, say, a sword that would have a constant enchantment on it, unless the enchant specified otherwise, Yus does not have. It has to be activated for you to feel anything.
It's a great day, guys. That's 11.
Yeah, as you're looking at it, there seems to be faint bits of magic, but it's about as faint as any other item that you've seen crafted by individuals before. This could be as minor as a +1 item. This could be as grand as a +10 item, for all you know.
What is
It
it?
still has the royal crest. It's a candle.
Is invocation candle. You'd have to be a caster of strength like a world leader to make one of these.
And you bought that?
Yes, to return it, to get some good faith.
I understand that, but like, did the person? I assume the person who had it did not know what they had.
Well, for the price they gave it to me, absolutely not. No.
All right.
Then I lay out and open the map.
Okay.
Okay, what's that?
This is also Cinder's first time opening the map.
As you open the map, let me pull up an image, real quick.
James will stop him actually as he starts to unfold a piece of paper, not knowing what it is, and then points to himself and gestures upwards to reference the scrying. Should I step out for this way?
No, I want them to see this.
Okay.
We're not gonna. You'll see.
So I forgot I didn't actually have an imagery map. I have to like go into the Wonder Draft. So give me a moment to load it so I can get a picture.
You just had the image of the layout of the land. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me just grab this real quick because I was using a screenshot and I still am because I'm still technically editing. This is the map you are provided with. As you see, you do see the markings of these settlements on them, though they don't seem to have any symbols on them. And there is a little, what looks to be a strange kind of dotted, like line in the northern area where that mountain is, that seems to just kind of have an X, like at the foot of it, near where you see what looks to be a broken down tower. No real mention, no notes, just the design on there that you don't see.
Interesting.
And then I rewrap it up and put it back in the container. Remember how the rumors a while ago of Greg's Marathon supposedly finding a new continent?
Aye.
There's your layout. There's your layout of that continent.
Well, damn, if it already has a map, then perhaps it'll be interesting to do something else with that map then.
And then I have
like a map to something.
And then I have a sword of the Crump House, but that's kind of just a side thing.
Wait, what?
Why do you have a sword of the Crump House?
Shop. I don't know. Thought I could get goodwill. James could study it. It's made by a family with a bloodline.
James and Cinder, both of you give me spellcraft checks real quick.
Of course.
Rollman, you can if you want, but you don't have to.
Oh yeah. I have a better spellcraft than James.
Oh, really? All right. You know what? Fair enough. Go ahead.
35. Not 20.
Not better than him though, I will say.
I am the spellcraft man.
Hey, you may learn something different because of your character.
Never mind. I don't have a higher. I thought I had more ranks. I don't.
Oh, okay.
What's that?
Do you have one rank for a class? Like
No. I have 3 ranks.
Okay. Because I know
I have
there's
5 ranks in it that I needed.
I was like, 'cause I know there's a class like you need 1 rank in spellcraft. It's a sword class.
A Cult Slayer.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's 2, I believe.
No.
As you both take a second, Cinder and James, Roman's kind of just thinking about the map and the potential that there might be individuals out there more powerful, maybe even potentially given his mind of this gift that he's got in his back of his mind that he's been thinking about. This may be a potential place where he may learn new maneuvers. As you're kind of thinking about this, though, Roman, in the back of your head, James and Cinder, you both sense what's from the House of Crump sword, a scrying spell actively being used.
Can I tell if it's someone I've met before, or is it some other person I haven't? With that spell.
35? Yes, you recognize the magic, however, you are unsure where. You do know for a fact you have felt it before. Thinking to it, you've met 4 Crumps. You've only met 2 Crumps.
We've met 2 and
3.
someone who claimed a Crump who wasn't in the end.
2 for Cinder. Nar has met 2 others, because James and Roman, you've met I think 4 in total at this point, because you met 2 back in Manaz Grove.
I was going to go down the list.
But DM, one of them in Manaz Grove wasn't actually a Crump, remember?
Mm-hmm. No, I remember.
There's that. We've met Crump Senior, we've met the Crump Junior that's on Monster Monday ship, and we met the Crump that was trying to sell us the Meadmancer bottle.
Yeah,
that was Crump Senior.
That was Crump Senior.
That was Crump
I wasn't
Senior.
sure if that was Crump Senior or not. I just knew it was a Crump.
I will confirm because of character appearance, because he wasn't hiding his appearance. If that was on me as a DM for a mistake, he was the same character.
He was just acting like a lesser Crump member.
Well, no, he was there for a different reason.
Yeah. But I'll just, I don't see it, be like, yeah, we can study the sword, or if someone comes to get it back, we can fester some goodwill, hand it over.
Mm-hmm. That seems like a good reason to take it. I don't want any, fights with the Crumps.
As you hear a light knock on your door.
Is there people? I don't think there is.
Yes, there is actually, Roman. As well as there's a big, bar to put on block the door in case someone tries to break in from the outside.
I look at the people.
As you look through, you see a short, yellow-haired, orange-skinned, elder-looking, and annoyed-looking individual with what looks to be a very fancy silk golden robe, a staff made of solid gold and gemstones, and what looks to be a tiny monocle in his eye as he looks up.
I'm still
it looks similar to Crump Senior, but not at all like the one you'd seen. Sorry, go ahead. What was that?
I'm making sure the map showed just in case. Okay. I don't want someone picked up the fucking map.
Piping away, putting it behind you, keeping it in both your hands as you kind of keep your hands behind you, looking like you're totally not suspicious.
I'll pick up the sword then.
The sword is wrapped on my back. I never opened it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'll just say, who is it?
Well, it's not food delivery. I'm here to speak with your compatriot, Cinder.
Cinder, you know who that is?
Well, I can take a guess as I look back at the sword and where I saw the scrying orb at the door.
That is correct, what you're saying. I would like my blade back.
Okay. Yeah, let him in, Roman. Please.
Open the door.
Gotta be polite.
As you open the door, he smiles and kind of walks in. His shadow kind of suddenly splitting apart and seemingly jumping into the other shadows around the room. He kind of walks in and looks about at each of you and goes, "Gentlemen, seems we've meet again. May I ask, do one of you happen to have an item of the House of Crump on you that by chance as a scrying spell, because it's really going off in my ear and I'd just like to disenchant it?"
I just take the sword off my back and light it. Yeah, I found this yesterday.
I hope you didn't pay more than a couple 100,000 gold pieces for it. It's worthless otherwise. He kind of licks his thumb and then walks over to you. He goes, "If you wouldn't mind showing me the blade, you're welcome to keep it. I just want to turn off the spell so I don't hear it."
Yeah, I'll unravel the cloth over the blade.
As he does, you see this beautiful lion's head emblem kind of at the hilt of this long, beautiful blade, almost looking like it's perfect in its every design. James kind of taking even a briefest of second, you can tell this thing was finely crafted. Recognizing a single sigil that's clearly on the pommel of the Mesa Musa, recognizing that this was made by a master stone giant smith. As he kind of smiles and kind of And licks his thumb, rubs it across the blade. You watch as the magic seems to disenchant and the scrying spell breaks. And he smiles and looks up at you and goes, "It was taken, I think, from one of my grandchildren, unfortunately, which means he's dead. It's yours now. Do it with it as you will, but do yourself a favor. Do not return to my other my other family members. They won't be as kind or forgiving, I imagine."
Oh, well.
No, the intention was if one of your family members came looking for it, to return it.
Taps his
Yeah, if
head
they
and
don't-
looks at you and goes, "I know."
If they don't want it back, I'll probably just sell it later. I don't know.
It's a fine piece of work. I had one made for each of my descendants from the master forges of the stone giants over near Mesa Musa. My understanding is these things are crafted from his personal fire. I doubt they'll be looking to let you keep it for too long, but as far as it goes, I have no interest in investing my influence over it. This was a gift, and if they failed to keep it, that's of their own issues. However, I must warn, if one of you is to give this back to a female member of my clan as a gift, understand that is as close to a proposal of marriage or intent that you can give, as he kind of gives Roloman a side eye.
I flick at Rollman and nod and I write that down.
I just snort.
Yeah, looks back and goes, "I know you lot are quite famous for caning the grandest of beauty's interests, so figured I should warn that the Crumps are a vindictive and jealous lot." I
Say anything, but he already knew that after the ones we've met.
kind of tilts his bows a little bit and goes, "I hope that the letting you keep the sword and not influencing is a way of showing my apology for what I was forced to do at the end of our travels together."
More than enough.
No, it's
Honestly, I respected the power play, to be honest.
It wasn't a show for you. The Regan needs to learn that I don't like having problems. We do business comfortably, and these gods need to stop. Although it seems he's already gotten rid of one of the pests of his land. This unfortunate sons are like a plague on the world.
That
Really?
name
What
rings a bell with James. Goes, Niger's a bit unlucky.
What was that, Roman, as well?
What is their most recent atrocity?
He looks at you and smiles and goes, "Oh, you'll know soon. I imagine specifically you will learn very soon."
Oh,
Oh, that means, but okay. Is that
well, interesting.
okay?
Would you like some advice? It's a gold piece. I mean, I am an international merchant. You must understand, I've got to make a living.
Sure. I'll toss more gold piece.
Takes the gold piece, you see him kind of bite down at his fang going right through it as he does. Two really long canines kind of at the front as he pulls out and smiles at you. The gemstone slightly cracked where his tooth went through and kind of pockets it and goes, there's a elven princess, I hear. She's, visiting the Closen lands right now on a diplomatic mission. Something about trying to give the elves rights, which, I mean, next you're going to be telling me the Elmirage you're going to have rights. Truly, a shocking day. But I hear that the unfortunate sons are dealing with her and planning to point her in your direction. I don't know what you did, but I
What?
imagine it's something accidental on their part. They don't seem very, what's the kind word? Like the brightest torch in the cave.
This is just the first thing they think of is just to point the elf to another elf they know. That's
I thought it was quite racist myself. You'd think they'd be a bit more original. I mean, they're in a land full of fiends. I would just point to one of them. They're just as evil.
harsh, but understandable.
It's nothing personal. You seem like one of the good ones.
I won't say no to that.
I have a few slaves, elven slaves of my own. They're very rebellious, constantly biting.
You see, some people don't enjoy being slaves.
That's true. I've had to beat and kill many of them because of it. It's horrible. Damn little creatures. You'd think I just want them for physical labor, but yeah, they make great bodyguards, but the problem is they're likely to bite you. That's why I was impressed when I saw James here managing to cow you into servitude until I saw the truth between you two. I must admit, James, this is quite an impressive feat for a noble such as yourself to lower yourself to work with commoners, even less than commoners. I had to train it to be educated.
I work with those that are of great talent.
Aye. Looks like he has talent as he looks Rollman up and down. Muscles. Enough to pack to catch a princess. Lacking in the brains department, though, I suppose, but most are. They can't help it, it's their less developed brains and all.
Of course.
But, I do appreciate, Rollman, that you're at least, you've taken in the Dwarvish understanding, or the Snowbeardish understanding, managing to gain a cultural capability. You make a great house pet, honestly. It kind of looks you up and down, but I apologize, I'm not here to insult you. With our business being done, I think I don't have much else on my plate. I should warn you, James, your friend Yakix has gotten himself caught by the dragons, and apparently plans to sell you out.
I give a full shrug of, I didn't know what he was. He's not exactly a friend either. I don't have any business with him other than a deal I was forced into.
I hear he got captured trying to get into something called the Dragon Pits. I hear he's now suffering in the dungeons and probably found his way to said pits, if that's the case.
I've only heard of those in stories and didn't think they were real.
He smiles at that and goes, "Oh, well, you don't have to play with me. I know your uncle's story better than you do. A merchant who doesn't know information is a worthless merchant after all. Which, speaking of which, dear James, if I may give a 3 piece of advice, you have made a lot of powerful enemies. I would remedy that soon." As he turns and starts to walk for the door, kind of closing it
before he
behind him.
leaves, and as he turns, I'll toss him a gold piece too.
As the gold
Nothing's ever free.
As the gold hits his back and kind of drops down, sliding down his cloak and hitting the ground, you hear him stop and goes, "Oh no, dear boy. That one was a warning more than a piece of advice." As he continues and walks through the door.
I close the door.
As
I'll
you
pick
do,
up
the
the
shadows, the little shadows from him seem to disappear, or pop off and head out the door as well.
I gain my gold piece back. Let's go.
Picking up James's gold piece off the ground,
Yeah.
pocketing it.
damn it.
Yeah, man, that's fine now.
Keep
Well,
it.
that was
I'll-
eventful. Before we continue, make sure there's no lingering shadows that look out of place.
Give me a search check.
Okay. Search.
I will say, for the spellcraft from earlier, Cinder, you can tell the scrying spell has been broken.
That's good.
Yeah. Like, he wasn't casting anything else. He did just break the spell and cut it off, basically.
Is the weapon still +3? Just the fucking-
It is still, yes.
Okay.
21 for search.
As you look around the room, kind of watching, the shadows seem to dip out pretty quickly, almost moments after you had or right after you walked out the door and as you were closing it. Kind of looking around for a moment and kind of looking back out, taking a quick count. Looks like everything is where it should be. The shadows seem to have popped out. The same number that you saw run out or the same amount that you saw pop in.
Just to be safe, everyone close their eyes. I'm gonna throw one of the light things.
All right.
Definitely.
All right. James closes his eyes and turns around, making sure his back's to where he's about to throw it.
Yeah, I'll throw down a daylight pellet to kill all the shadows temporarily.
Yeah. As you throw down the thing, everyone kind of closing their eyes. A moment goes by as you reopen your eyes as the room kind of finally kind of starts to lose its shine. You look around. No signs of anything No creatures moving, nothing.
All right. And I will pull out the letter and point center to each letter that is different, forming the spell.
Huh?
Fuck it. Let's
Take
see
an
what we-
additional +3 if you're rolling spellcraft from me. Have fun. As James
Okay.
helps.
with the +3 to be a 28.
28. Now I have 2 questions for you. One, are you reading this out loud?
No.
No.
2, are you reading this in your head?
Hmm.
Now I know it sounds like a silly question, but there is a reason I'm asking.
I am not reading it together. I'm segmenting them, if that makes sense.
Okay.
I'll put together the final message after, as a fucking I'll write it out.
Give me a moment.
I'm never gonna forget that fucking love poem spell circle thing we did Sunday, man. Not.
You're not gonna get us with the same traps.
I'm not gonna
Supposedly-
be love harm. Not again.
If this is from Utham, it might not be a dangerous thing, but it's still good precautions.
Well-
Yeah.
There's a 50 even Uthams, even with the seal. Fucking.
True.
This could be one of his right hands or something. I don't know.
You're
This could
not.
be just about anybody wanting to fuck with us, so.
You're not wrong. Just give me a minute. I'm finding my note here for this. Okay.
Waiting. I really am.
We see that it's
And then Sinner turns into a chicken.
No, you never know.
Baka.
Alright. So, there is an interesting... Oh, well, here. Oh. You never know. It's true.
Who knows? It could even be a
then-
message from Pierre.
Nope. Alright. So this is what the spells you read out. Cinder is Discern Location, Charm Person Mass, Symbol of Insanity, and then Mind Blank. The way these are shown is the spell basically works that immediately upon opening this thing, immediately the spell Discern Location activates and will stay activated every time this thing opens. The Charm Person Mass seems to activate upon reading this thing, the spells out loud, not the script for the letter, but the actual spell itself. If Charm Person Mass is shown to fail for the person holding the letter at that time, the Symbol of Insanity and then Mind Blank are to go off at the same time. If you're wondering, those are all 8th level spells.
Yeah, I close the letter stamp and say we need to leave.
Why is that?
Someone's tracking us. This is a trap.
Okay. I'm gonna go out the window.
As you look over, there's no window in this room.
Damn. All right, out the door it is then. I'll
Yeah,
lead the way.
As we roll up what little we took out, I'm like, there's a tracking spell, there's a charm spell, there's an insanity spell, and there's a mind blank spell on this.
Ooh, fun.
Hey, we
The
can sell
only-
that.
The discern only happens when the thing's open, so just keep it shut.
As you kind of finish grabbing your couple of few resources, getting your backpacks kind of set, putting them back on your back, you hear another knock at the door. This one a little bit louder and kind of strange sounding.
I put on my new armor,
All right.
using the Ring of Arming.
Okay. Immediately kind of
So,
putting
yeah,
on your armor. Go ahead.
So yeah, I'll just activate the Ring Arming, which it'll switch out my green suit
Yep.
for the armor immediately.
You all see as for a moment Rollman's armor down to his common clothes are kind of sucked into his finger for a second, and then new armor kind of slowly swoops out and covers him once more.
I will look through the peephole.
As you do you have a dark vision?
I have low light vision.
There is nothing on the other side of that peephole but absolute darkness.
I have fucking dark vision. Let me over here.
I motion for Cinder.
I have dark vision too, but I feel like I'm
I
gonna get
walk to the
shivved.
door, realize I'm too short. I walk up the door.
Wait, hold on, what?
There's a stool to the side, but
No,
I was going for the stool, and then I just see him walk up the door. I was like, well, okay.
What?
I just
Yeah,
put it back
it's
down.
the person walk up the door.
as you look through, There is absolutely pitch black. Seems to be a magical darkness from what you can tell, Cinder.
Oh, I know how to dissipate that. Is there a crack under the door?
There is, and there is another knock at the door once more. Again, 3 times it hits.
Flicking out. Actually, I'll ask. You guys want me to dissipate the darkness, or at least attempt to?
Oh, just say that out loud so they can hear you. Yeah, all right.
No, I'm asking out of character because James
I mean,
look you both.
go for it. It's either we dispel it and know who's on the other side, or we open it into mystery, right? That's our only
Yeah.
2 options.
Roman will motion for James to do that and for everyone to
And
get
fucking-
ready.
I can only teleport out of here alone, which would kind of suck.
I will flick out a bead of daylight.
As
Under
you
the door.
roll it under, you watch as it rolls back a few more seconds later and explodes in your face.
Well, I'm glad I have goggles.
We just got flashbanged.
As you get stun grenaded for a second, and then you hear again, 1, 2, 3, as the knock goes.
Can I try to fuck mean something? So doing it the exact same way every time.
Give me a knowledge local, sense motive. I'll take either. Appraise.
Let's see, what's my
The appraise was a joke, just to make clear.
I would like to
I was
appraise the
thinking on
knocking.
it. I will pop the wand of protection against evil against Rollman, Cinder, then myself.
Okay.
Protecting us from possession and at least evil.
24.
24, and that's for...
This is local.
Okay. There doesn't seem to be anything significant about it. You haven't heard this knock before. This doesn't seem to be anything specific that comes to mind.
I tell everyone to back off the door, and I'll
I would say, yeah, like
get ready
triangle
to
for
open it.
James and Cinder behind, Rollman on either side, kind of ready. James casting the spells out, Rollman pulling at, walking up to the door. Are you pulling at your sword?
I have my hand on my sword.
Hand on your sword. Okay.
One hand on a sword.
Okay.
And I will open the door.
As you do, the darkness seems to almost immediately fill the room, completely clouding as it does, and then dissipates just as quickly as you see a familiar, strange face of what looks to be a eldritch giant, slightly shrunk down, though his body looks like it's been cramped and squished down. On his belt, a white mask kind of hanging there. The rest of him wearing what looks to be dark leather armor that, as you kind of take a quick second, realize that this looks to be made of the same skin as you lot had just collected from the mountain giant. Not that specific mountain giant, but another creature of similar qualities. On the other hip of the eldritch giant, its blade kind of hang slightly dragging on the ground, its eyes slightly rolled back, a yellow shimmer kind of coming from them as the creature looks like it's slightly been crushed and dead, some of the bones sticking out of it as it just stares at you.
What the fuck?
The mask, do you recognize it?
It does look like Face's mask. It and even has the crack where you were told that it was supposedly cracked.
Uh,
The figure just stands there waiting.
Who are you?
hello?
I am a messenger. I am to report to those named James of the Ironheart, of the clan of Ironheart. As he speaks in Giant.
In Giant, I reply, I.
My name does not matter. I have been told that I am to either kill you or for you to accept fault for what has happened. I am to pass on the message from my master. My master tells you you have met him before, and he says that he does not appreciate you messing with his nation. He says that after visiting with the individuals and they immediately attacking the city, he blames you for disturbing what his experiment is, and requires you to take full understanding and full accounting of this situation.
The only attack we know of was the pirates, right?
Correct. The sounds of it in the city, from what you could tell.
I'd like to roll a sense motive here.
Sure.
Because James met with him and paid the money owed, and then they had no further contact.
I will say, this Eldritch Giant, which normally are about 30 feet, is about squished down to about 15 feet, since someone asked.
Sense motive, so I don't freak this up.
Or I can't. You roll awful, I'll roll, because I apparently am rolling better than you tonight.
Yeah. 24?
Alright.
And what are you trying to gather?
What do you mean by take ownership? Is I have no ownership of them, right? He does.
It seems to be that this whoever this individual's master is seems to think that you told the pirates to attack or are responsible in some way for the pirates suddenly attacking, based on the fact that you were the last person that was known to have met with their captain specifically. Now, to your character, you don't know they met with Brightbee.
No, but it was stated that Brightbee had interest in both of us, so it would stand to reason that he'd go and meet with them within the day. He didn't seem like a patient person.
Could I roll for who his something to figure out who his master might be? Because I kind of doubt.
Give me a sense motive.
I kind of have severe doubts that he actually works for Utham.
What, is it the crushed body, or is it the Eldritch Giant part that makes you doubt
Oh,
this?
you know, a little of both.
Or the magical darkness as an introduction to cause a little bit of fear.
Just a little, 25.
25. As you kind of think about it for a second, there's only one person that seemed to have power and who has been known to do stuff like this, and as you kind of think back on it, your mind seems to blank on the individual's name.
Do I recall anything about this individual?
Something. The only thing that kind of comes to mind for you is you remember a foggy and rough outline of this person. Some point back at the fort that you lot had gone and stationed up at during the Warhound fights when you lot had taken that quest.
I know who he's. Okay. Finish goes. I see what's happening here.
Well, your master is very much wrong. I didn't instigate those pirates. They stole from me, and I purchased back my property.
My master confirmed you stole the map. You enticed them. You intimidated them, and you paid them off in an exemplary sum. If you are not
For
the
my
cause, explain.
I paid them an exemplary sum to get back my ship, worth about the same amount as the sum I gave them.
No merchant would be so dumb as to pay 1.5 million to a small group of pirates.
When the ship they're holding and threatening to take is worth that much at least, along with the property on it.
Give me a diplomacy check.
This seems like a deal, but I don't think it counts.
Nope, I would tell you if it was a deal. Deals have to be known.
This person is outright hostile to me, so as it seems.
I poke James in the leg. Take a +9.
If you'll sit there lightly tap you as he looks up, kind of giving you a look and then leaves over.
Divine insight.
Yes.
The creature seems to awkwardly nod as the head goes up and down. You hear the sounds of bones almost cracking and blood beginning to kind of ooze out of the neck, around to the neck, or down its body. The creature nods though and goes, "My master accepts this, but is watching you. He recommends you leave these territories within the year."
Well, I'm not going to say anything. That's the plan.
It slowly turns and almost robotically, its legs kind of stiffly begin to walk out as it does, kind of turning around, stopping at the entrance to the door, awkwardly spinning its entire body as you hear the spine crack and break off as the creature grabs the door, pulls it closed, and then begins to walk as you hear it and faintly disappears.
During that whole interaction, could I get a measure of this creature?
Yeah, give me a professional mercenary check. And
Are you gonna coup de grace while it's distracted?
No.
Are you talking measure as in like how strong it is specifically?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I also use the armor challenger's eyes to figure out what class they have.
Okay.
Mercenaries +4. 8. Yes. Yes.
So all
Fine.
but his dex is higher than your skills, is what you get for his abilities. Wait, your charisma's an 11?
No.
No, your charisma's a 13, right?
No.
Is it 12?
Oh, it's 11. Never mind.
No,
It's
it's
11.
11. All right, sorry. Everything but this creature's dex and charisma is higher than your skills. Beyond that, the only other thing you get is that this creature's classes, from what you can tell, seem to match up as Factorum, Dragon Lord, and Wizard, or Worm Wizard.
Oh no! Oh my god!
You'd guesstimate, with that roll, he is somewhere around level 45.
Did you not pick up on
You
that?
didn't need to go further than that. This class is good. I
I was
see the
saying,
wanted list.
there is one class you did not get, that your thing did not catch, but that should be enough for you.
Hi, Kaijin. How are you today? Fucking leave me alone. I didn't.
That wasn't Kaijin's personally. But as the door shuts, Rollman, not really the type to show any fear, slightly goes, I imagine, a little bit more ghost white as the realization hits him as he looks over at this figure.
Alright. Just stay here for a minute.
Given that James has memory because he resisted the memory wipe from back in the fort, so this is nice. James will look to Cinder. You have any idea who his master might be? Just on the off chance you have a thought there, Uncle.
He's not here right
Cinder just stares at you quietly with a look in his eyes of just 1,000-yard stare.
Some drool goes down his face.
And you realize that he literally went unconscious in fear of the situation.
Start slapping him a little bit. Uncle, wake up. Just. You okay? You blacked out there for a moment.
Nah, I'm old. Leave me alone.
Do you have? I asked. Did you hear my question?
No.
Do you have any idea who that Eldritch Giant would work for? Especially looking like a corpse?
Well, we met him, yeah.
Where did
Can't
we meet
remember
him?
his name for the life of me. The Hellhound Fort.
James immediately will click that together and go,
Don't say the
Yeah.
name, because that doesn't need to be said.
Well, James doesn't know his name either, but he does know it's another Morin.
I would say Cinder knows his name, but he knows it in a way of like, I think that's him and can't confirm it because I have his fucking wanted poster.
Anyways, we don't want to fuck with that
that's
smoke.
troubling.
That's
That's a note for me to deal with later.
As Cinder realizes that those 4 spells were all from Kaiji coming to find you lot for something. Cinder, I want to note here. I mean, I imagine you've probably grasped this, but so your own note. This man just sent you 4 8th level spells on a scroll, just to track you down and give you a warning, basically.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just want to kind of put that out there. Also for the audience who don't catch on to why the party is scared of Kaijin, because that's not normal.
Okay, to put it simply, guys, we're level 7.
He's also
He
using,
is over
Huzzah!
5 times
he's
our
also
level.
using magic that has never existed before. So these are all brand new spells that, as Cinder's looking over them, seem to be incomprehensible.
Hey, we'll sell it to the highest bidder.
Yeah, we're selling this one.
There's a school in Vilcomen.
Alright, let's go do what we're gonna do.
Let's head to Girl's Tunnel and see if we can put him at ease.
Put my nice suit back on.
Alright. Putting on your nice suit, switching it back, taking a moment, looking through the people, make sure there's no other guests waiting for you. Waiting a second.
There's a newspaper boy out there.
As you kind of look on, taking a moment, nothing being there, as you kind of open the door slightly, cracking, looking again, Roman, nothing. Thankfully, as you finally fully open and look out, looks like everything's back to normal.
Okie dokie. Off we go.
All right. As the three of you kind of head out towards the tavern, Snow, full on as you realize about 4 more bowls of stew than that were left there originally. Your silver long gone, a few other coins of silver seemingly laying there now. Snow kind of pulls himself off the thing, lightly stretches, and then begins to follow after you. Kind of swiping their tail left and right.
If we pass Drekken on the way out, I hand him 8 gold.
Why? Okay.
Because.
Sure.
As you kind of pass through the tavern, yeah, Draken kind of looks over at you a lot as he sees you leaving. As you kind of get his attention, he flutters over and goes, "Yes, James, can I help you?"
Here, thanks for keeping, Snow kept, as I hand him the 8 gold.
Oh, yeah. A couple of an adventure lady came through here and paid for a couple more bowls. Gal named oh shoot.
Rain.
No, not Rain. She's in town. She's currently visiting with the Lady Duskwolf. No, what was her name? Oh, I can't. For some reason, I can't. My mind's just drawing a blank. It's strange. Nice gal. Drow looking. Long, beautiful, snow-like hair. Little bit dark skin. Seemed really sweet. A voice of an angel.
Cool.
Okay, I know it's not Nada.
Well, as Drekken kind of looks at you and goes, "Oh, but yeah, I'll take the gold, sure." He kind of pockets it and smiles and goes, "I don't mind watching over Snow or anything. I'm just more surprised that someone was willing to pay for our food."
Well, still, it's a thanks. You always provide excellent service.
Well, I appreciate hearing that, James. If you ever need anything, let me know.
I certainly will.
And nods at that, and as you 4 now kind of continue on, heading out to the main street.
As we walk, I'm just like, so how are we going to convince this random shop owner to let us down there?
James jingles the bag of coining.
Yeah, I was about to say pay him.
It's very simple.
I mean, alright. Sure.
As you kind of head... Oh, what was it? Oh, okay.
I was just rustling.
Gotcha. As you lot head down the street, Utham's way, towards Gral's Arsenal, and seeing a large sign still there. It looks to be opened, though. Inside the shop looks to be completely empty. A large, almost grayish colored owl kind of dooting about as it looks like he has a broom in hand and is sweeping as he goes about, dancing as he does to some unheard music. Large windows kind of portrayed in the at the front of the building as you kind of walk, or as you head over to the door. As you head in, the bell ringing, the smell of a fresh forge being lit kind of catches your nose. The sounds of what sounds like a ballroom music kind of playing around in the background as suddenly the gray owl Eric Cochran kind of turns and goes, "Oh, my apologies." And he like claps his hands and goes, "Ta-ra!" As he waves them out, and then suddenly what looks to be glitter seems to flutter all over the ground, and a little music box in the back corner of the room closes, and he goes, "Yeah, great cursed item, but every time it releases this sparkly stuff that gets everywhere." Oh,
Interesting.
how may I help you, James? Right, Cinder,
Yeah,
and
Cinder.
I don't know you. As he looks at Rollerman.
I give a bow. My name is Rollerman. Nice
Yes,
to meet
you've been in here. I apologize. It's so many people coming and going. My name's Bronze. I am the owner of this fine establishment. I should warn, all of my items are cursed, as the sign up front states. Anything you wish to buy is 100% cursed. I don't buy or sell non-cursed items.
I just stare, because I've never met this man in my life.
And looks at Cinder and smiles and kind of looks back at James and goes, "Now, what can I do for you today?"
We're here to go through Grol's old tunnel and see if we can put his spirit to rest.
Oh, shit. Are you with the Cryptic Cabal?
No.
Why the hell would you want to go down there? Last time that one of their members went down there, they caused an entire earthquake and a ghost to start screaming.
Because I kind of owe it to old Grol because he protected us.
Wait, you mean the whole story about him being a thing isn't fake?
No.
Wait, so you're the lot who got him eaten by rats?
Me and
Don't-
Rollman are.
Don't implicate me in this.
And also, we didn't get him eaten by rats. He was eaten by rats while we were trying to escape.
We were trying to get him out of Nighton.
He would have
during
died
the incident
on
with
his
the
own
kicks.
if he didn't do anything.
Ken nods at that and goes, strange. Oh, alright. Yes, feel free to, as he looks down at the cave and goes, feel free to go ahead, or towards, not down to the cave, looks towards his forge and kind of where his anvil kind of sits on top of the latch, and looks over and goes, feel free. I should warn, a fellow went down there, honestly, a few hours ago, came back up about, I don't know, about an hour ago. Strange fellow looking like an eldritch giant, short eldritch giant. Looked really sickly, but, hey. Well, I don't know if y'all know him, but he said he handled something, and I haven't heard any wailing coming from it since, so.
Alright, never mind, James. Let's not go down there.
That's
Sorry.
the only way to get to Vilcomen when it's the war. We still have to go to Vilcomen.
God damn it.
Oh shoot! Have you? Bronze nods at that and kind of sighs and goes, "Oh, you have no idea. Getting in Persia's last hold would be a great benefit if this thing was cleared, but I mean, because Velkomen's fully under siege. I've heard Lithotara's basically started attacking the army at the foot and keeps raising bodies and throwing them back at the Regan.
Really? They're
I
that
can
close
imagine
already?
that's pissing him off.
Oh, I've heard him between the Regan and Roten. They're holding the lines with most of the Blackguard. The bridge has become a great place for the wizards to hold up. Thank God the Regan decided to build that academy when he did.
It's a great place, and he's built it up very well, and we need to get up there to pass along some information and get some information to assist, hopefully, in some other matters.
Well, I can get you up there quickly, but it's cursed.
What's
yeah,
the curse
I'd
do?
rather not risk it, depending
Well,
on...
50% of the time it teleports you where you don't want to go.
Yeah, no, that is
Wow.
much
But
too
50%
high
of the
for-
time it teleports you exactly where you want to go. So it's quite a
I can
handy
guess.
tool.
I can guess Wordle to both ways.
I
You guys
can
wanna go
guess
to
what'll
Darkana
send
early?
James both ways. There's only one location on this planet right now that James doesn't want to be anywhere near.
But Braun just kind of looks at you, Lawton, because if you're interested, though, I have a few other items for sale as well. Feel free to take a look. But if you just want to use the tunnel, I mean, if you can move my anvil, you're welcome to use it.
Damn it.
How much does the anvil weigh?
Well,
Three-
the anvil weighs about 120,000 pounds.
300-400 pounds. It's not the dragon he's referring to, as Braun kind of chuckles.
James will actually walk over and lift it.
Strong
James,
dwarf.
And
what's
you
your
would-
alignment?
Neutral. True neutral.
James, as you go to try and lift it, thinking this will be easy, you cannot move the anvil.
I blink for a moment.
As you stare at
Anvil's
it,
curse too, isn't
Lift
it?
with your legs, James.
Braun's kind of lightly chuckling, goes, anybody who's not lawful can't pick it up.
Oh. Okay.
I
go
just
pick it up.
Are you lawful, Rollman?
I am lawful neutral.
As you walk over to pick it up, Rollman, yeah, easily, it weighs only a pound in your hand as you go to grab it.
Oh, okay.
that is
I spin it on
one
my
handy
finger.
anti-theft anvil.
He nods and goes, it quadruples and sometimes multiple. It increases its weight tenfold in some cases, depending on the alignment variation to the item. It's quite unique. It's also finicky with the items you forge on it, as it will sometimes decide to give them blessings, and in my experience, most of the time curse you.
Is that how you get most of these items? Is you just make them?
No, these are the items that I pick up from merchant ships and such. A lot of these ships seem to pick up random items that's caused them issues on their voyage, and makes it very easy to pick them up. I don't mind them. I find many of their curses quite fascinating. Plus, my own master likes to use cursed items, so.
I'll hand him 10 gold just for letting us use the tunnel. As I'll look to Cinder and go, should we go get the sleds, or should I go pay for some storage for them so they don't get stolen?
Well, how long do you want to be up in Velkomen?
Well, we have somebody in about, if they live, about a week or two coming down to move the stuff up to Velkomen for us.
Yeah, but Cameron, how long are you going to be up there? Because it depends. Are we going to be up there shortly, and we're going to go do the quest, or are we going to stay up there? Because that depends if we're going to move them or not.
I think we're just going to be up there shortly and then leaving again to do the quest if we can.
Okay. Then, I mean, I can just go set up to have the things kept for a few days. Or, like, a week.
He'll probably charge by the month. Let me know if you need reimbursement for the coin.
I doubt it'll be much. Yeah, I'll just go quickly pay for storage for, I guess, a month, just in case.
Give me a diplomacy check to see how well you managed to haggle this.
Sure thing.
Not that it matters with the
old
amount of
man.
coin you take, but, what was that, Rollman?
Go on, Cinder. Haggle.
He's the
19.
fastest of us all.
19.
The 19th.
You may ask to go into Drekken, kind of talking to him. He seems to give it to you for about a silver piece for the month, kind of pointing out that the amount that James has overpaid for the room kind of gets you as a major discount pretty quickly.
He's fucking handing out fucking money like it's candy.
Motherfucker, this gets us good shit later.
It's working. It's making a lot of people like us.
Yeah, Drekken only charges you a silver piece and offers to keep his own personal guard on the sleds while you're gone. Also willing to watch snow if you want to leave them behind.
Yeah, I'll drop like a couple extra silver basically to feed Snow.
He'll willingly take it, sure.
Yeah, because I don't think Snow's gonna be very helpful fighting a ghost.
Yep. Feel free to take 3 silver then.
Alright, cool.
Guys, I think the ghost is gonna be dead. Just a hunch, though.
I mean, if he is, he is. I'll still say a prayer for him when we're done.
As Rollman kind of continues to spin the anvil on the tip of his fingers.
No, I stopped doing that.
Okay.
I imagine he's now juggling it.
I was gonna say, that'd be kind of funny.
Okay, you can't really juggle a single item. It's not juggling.
No, it's kind of just playing catch with yourself at that point. You got a point.
I put the anvil down.
No worries. Yeah, kind of setting it off to the side.
That anvil is giving me a very, very funny idea.
As James and Rollman, as you're kind of sitting there, Braun just kind of looks over at you as he kind of continues sweeping while you wait and goes, "So, might I ask, who is your master?"
Who is he talking to?
He looks to both of you.
I blink for a moment. In what way?
We all have a master. My master serves, once served a higher master himself. Now serves himself. Very few manage to acquire such power. I imagine you lot have yet to do so. So, what masters do you keep?
A master
I'm
to
currently a
time, some
merchant.
would say.
He nods.
I'm currently a merchant at Greg's Maritime. That's about the only master I have when it comes to business.
And when did you get the eye? As he looks over at Rollman. The eye, as he taps his eye again.
I think he's referring...
About a year and some change ago.
Interesting. Not many survived the occasion.
Didn't do it willingly. Well, I guess I kind of did.
Experimented or accidental?
Accident.
Interesting.
You know anything about it? I tried to look into it. I didn't find anything.
Much. Both my eyes, as he taps both of them. Cursed too.
Cursed to see what?
One sees the past, one sees the future. Neither tells the truth.
Oh.
Or at least that's what I've come to understand, as the past and the future seem to always come to change. The past is true, but rarely stays the same. The future stays false, but rarely stays true.
That is, you just said the same thing.
Did I? Ah, sorry. As he takes off the scarf. I apologize. One of the curses I wear. It makes me talk in riddles. The Cinder kind of comes walking.
James is just looking between the two like this is Wimbledon.
And how did you get the eyes?
I stood with the trolls would be the kindest way of putting it at the time. Those of Toth. I unfortunately found myself at the hands of masters higher than me, crueler than what I have now. That's why I serve my master directly, and favorably and loyally. As he looks over at Cinder and tilts his head and goes, "Who's your master?"
I just look at him and I just go, "You know I'm not allowed to say."
He looks over at James and Rollman with a slight confusion and looks back and goes, "I cannot see nor speak of what others hold as masters." Be a cool curse, though.
I guess you could call it a curse.
Ah,
I'm not allowed to refer them as much else than the lady.
a cursed one. Kind of looks at you with almost an appreciation and goes, "Oh, wait. Are you Lot, the Ironheart Merchant Company by chance?"
I?
Now, quick question out of character. Remind me, Chaston, for Regan Utham was sending back the 3 items he had collected, correct? Because he didn't want them in his vault.
Not all of them. He was keeping the one with the one that Nar was carrying, that had the caster chick in it.
Okay, the Thousand World.
The other ones were sent off. One was sent to the collective to be locked in the vault, and one was sent back to Iter.
Gotcha. I want to make sure. Okay. As the gentleman kind of smiles at you and goes, "If you are interested, I have an item that might pique all of your interests."
I assume it's cursed.
Ah, a curse that I don't yet know.
I definitely don't want to purchase it then.
Well,
I'll
purchase
admit,
it.
Cinder's curious.
Powerful.
Curious.
Beyond anything. As he turns and goes to the shelf and picks up from the bottom shelf, at first what looks to be something kind of almost lacking in any interest, not really catching any of your eye. But as he gets closer with it, you see a shimmering, solid purple metal chameleon that looks to be slightly cracked in the center, as if something almost broke its out of the back and peeled itself out. The center of it hollow, as you can kind of see.
Some sort of statue?
Appraise check?
Yeah, give me an
Is
appraise
that
check.
what this is?
Yeah.
Spell check. Fuck it.
Yeah, I'll take a spellcraft check.
Fuck it, I already know what it is, but god damn it.
Yeah, I do too. But... flat 10. Fuck me.
27.
27 and a flat 10.
I know it's not Dwarven make.
Yeah, you're not wrong. So, this is, you recognize, appraise-wise, this item is roughly you'd accumulate to worth around, I mean, on the cheaper side, you'd guess probably around 10 billion platinum pieces. Just for the amount of craftsmanship that's gone into this and the intricacy of every single individual small rune that's been carved into each individual small scale on this chameleon, you can count almost 10, maybe 30,000 individual runes that have been smallly put into this, little gemstones that have been dotted throughout this thing. This is very intricately built. This is a master beyond masters, James.
This is a masterpiece.
Cinder, give me a fortitude save.
I figured. I was waiting for it.
He's gonna puke on it. You have to bite if you puke on it.
No.
Fuck you.
It's not vomiting. Actually, it's when you get overwhelmed, you get paralyzed. Because it's like a paralysis with fear thing.
28.
You barely managed to succeed. As you meet the DC, you kind of feel yourself almost overwhelmed by the amount of magic that seems to both be coming off of this and not. It is overwhelming how much magic is in this. You recognize that there is a 10th level spell, as well as about 12 times on this is carved the word or the spell, or a spell that you don't recognize, but for player's sake, out of character, would be true name binding greater. As well as you recognize the other one that kind of catches your attention. That seems to be, again, a spell you don't know itself, but one that seems to catch your eye. For, again, out of character would be Unname.
Fucking Cinder's hair pricks up as he, like, involuntarily goes for his sword and just stares at the fucking item.
Bronze continues.
It's a masterpiece.
He nods and goes, yes, I managed to pick it up from some raiders. They had a black kobold with them that had decided to sign on as a crew member and was offering to sell it as a bargaining chip. I was shocked. I mean, this thing was worth so much, but they had no idea. I had no choice but to buy it.
I hope you at least bought it at a good price for them, too.
I gave him. He didn't ask for much. He said he asked me to sign a strange contract, and that was really it. Speaking of which, James is your name, correct? As he looks over at James again, and you see his eyes start to glitter over.
Don't say
That's
anything.
what I go by.
James, you are now the owner of this item as he brings it over to you. Thank you for paying
Don't touch
for
it.
it ahead of time.
I didn't purchase it. I can't accept.
I will have it sent to your home office then. No worries. As he kind of nods and seems to walk away, walk over the shelf, putting it back on display.
Do I know what he took?
Took?
I'm asking out of character. What did I just pay for this with? If he's saying I've already paid.
Oh no, he just mentioned that he didn't know that he had to sign a contract when buying this thing, and then suddenly his eyes glittered.
His eyes.
Which, as James, we'll call it a stupid check. James, give me an intelligence check here.
Oh god, no! I'm realizing as it goes on. It's like
Okay. I was gonna say, 'cause I'll give you it if you roll high enough. I'll just tell you what you're thinking, what you need to think if you're thinking here. But
yeah, so I know out of character. Bells just basically gave me his shell.
he's trying to. Well, you don't know who Belf is. You've never met this individual.
You've never met
Out
Belf.
of character.
Out of
I
character.
said.
Yeah. Well, it may not be Belf's, to be fair. Because to note, this thing only has one 10th level spell on it, not multiple. So.
Well, still, did I get what metal it might have been made of?
Oh, yeah, you've never seen this metal before. That's even the better part.
Oh, that's horrifying.
However, out of character, it's Oventium. It's made of
I
solid.
just look at him and say, make sure there's a note for nobody to touch it directly.
Why? Why are you saying this?
If he's sending it to the home office,
Oh.
Bronze just
I'd
kind
rather not have someone get cursed.
of nods and turns back and goes, "Understood. Thank you for your business, James." And suddenly, as his eyes kind of clear, he kind of looks at you a lot and goes, "Oh, yes, you were going into the tunnels. Did you need anything else?"
No, thank you.
Of course. Did I tell you?
I'm gonna look at the thing in his hand that now belongs to me. And
It's
I'm
not
debating.
anymore. It's on the shelf.
I'm to look at it. I'm gonna debate on selling it back to him immediately.
If you need anything, as he picks up his broom again, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, feel free to come back out. I'll keep my anvil over here, mostly because I can't move it.
I would assume, Cameron, that his contract won't let you sell it back to him.
I'm gonna have to get rid of this somewhere.
Who
Sell it
would
to
be
literally
interested?
anyone else. Sell it to Greg.
You know what? Greg will
What the
be
heck?
interested in
Oh,
this.
I don't know.
And I have its lowest value at 10 billion. Here we go.
As he starts singing, and then the nine stood, the gods fell, and all would rain down like hell.
Cinder fucking pales as he starts going down into the tunnel.
I'm heading down to the tunnel.
Roland, are you following last behind them?
Sure.
Alright.
Before I leave, though, I ask him, how did you know I have the eye?
He kind of
I
looks
essentially-
over at you and smiles and goes, "Oh, I can see all curses. It's one of my. It was a gift as from birth."
I see. Interesting. Goodbye. Down I go.
As you head down.
I look to Cinder as we're down there waiting for Rollman. So I got given a curse thing, and I'm guessing from his his contract. I'm concerned.
That thing had a 10th level spell on it.
James goes a little pale. Yeah, I had a lot of runes too, over 30,000.
And by the thing on the back, I think whatever was in it isn't in it anymore.
No, I think it stands to reason whatever's in it inhabited that black kobold.
Also, something's just... It just doesn't feel right.
No,
Something's wrong.
it doesn't, but
No, I don't
I'll
mean it in this way. Something's wrong with it. It's not how it should be.
I don't recognize the metal either, so I guess we're selling it to Greg when we get a chance. It's a one-of-a-kind thing.
Would I run it? Because the Snowbeards do, although rare, do Oventium crafting, right?
So there's two races that are known for having Oventium crafters already in the world. However, again, Oventium is about as rare as it comes. James not having seen it really gives a kind of a proof to the point of him being a merchant who's traveled many lands, both in character and backstory wise. Material is mostly noted as something that's basically kept to the highest of royals and are like limited to artifacts. So it's almost unheard of to see something like this as a person. Given where you were at Cinder, a chunk of it would have probably been seen by you, being researched or studied, but much beyond, like more than about the size of your fist. And given again you're a dwarf, so your fist isn't massive. That's about the biggest chunk you have ever seen in your life.
Which means you already recognized it.
Well, I recognize it, I just don't know what it's called.
Yeah. Nor what they were doing with it, other than the fact that it was down there in the pits, which means it was up to no good.
The dragons researched the same material once, but it should show for how little there is, but they were only researching about this much. They just hold up my fist.
And that thing was about the size of my head. The chameleon shell was about the size of my head, roughly.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's hollow, that's still quite a bit of it. Oh, goodness. Well, from my weak appraisal I could do on it, it's worth about 10 billion? Without knowing the material, just from the gems, the runes, and the work put into it?
Well, that makes sense.
As you kind of start walking down the tunnel, can I get a walking order? Because the tunnels are narrow enough to where you can't walk side by side, so it's going to be kind of one person in the front, and another person behind, and then one
I'm in
person in
front.
the back.
Damn, we fit a wagon down here last time.
You did, but if you remember, well, you guys wouldn't know it, but Wara kind of caused some problems when he came down here and pissed off the ghost.
Look, I'm just saying, I'm in the middle. I'm the one that doesn't want to get hit out of the three of us.
Okay.
I'll go first.
Oh.
I
No.
literally said I got first.
Roland already says first. You're in the back, buddy.
Well then Rolleman's gonna get tapped with protection from evil.
How long does that last?
I'll say it's gonna be a
Last
few
5
days of traveling down here from where you guys were. That one night, you guys were on a cart and were going extremely fast. So.
Okay, well then I'll have the wand at the ready to cast it on Rolleman first, then Cinder, then myself.
Rollman, question. You have low light vision, right?
Yes.
Are you gonna be lighting a torch, or are you just gonna walk in the darkness?
Light a torch.
Okay. As the one time that's actually gonna come in handy to have the gear for all that adventuring gear you guys get. All right. As you grab your torch from your pack, kind of wrapping it up in some cloth really quickly from the kit, kind of beginning to crack 2 rocks to ignite it. As you kind of get a spark going, the torch kind of beginning to light. You start to kind of look about. Bit of glittering in the cave, almost as if you see a bunch of silver sparkling. James and Cinder, you're druid, right? Still?
I am a druid.
Yeah. So you're technically divine. Both of you give me spellcraft checks.
Still have a plus 15. Let's see.
Okay.
That's an 18 for me.
Nice.
That's a 21. I did not roll well.
You can tell. As the two of you kind of start to focus up, you start to sense that there is some dark necromantic magic very much afoot in these walls. However, it doesn't seem to be very strong where you're standing, almost faint enough to be mistook for a cantrip. Though it feels as if further in, quite further in, it seems to begin to get stronger. From what you can guesstimate between the two of you, roughly it seems to almost be up to a 5th level caster.
I could try to dispel that.
Do I think there's a chance the caster's here, or is that the residue left behind?
It does seem like there is an active spell going on under in this tunnel.
So there's a chance someone's still down here. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that.
Cool, I could try to dispel it.
Oh, we don't touch shit. Just keep moving.
I have to find it first.
Roman kind of looking back at you, both, torch in hand, looking forward for anything. Alright. As the two of you begin to kind of think for a second, Roman, give me a search check in the background as you kind of start to look forward.
Okay.
It's almost strange, Rollman. Like right at the edge of your vision, there seems to always be something seemingly moving, as if you can see the dirt slightly kind of dropping bits of dust down onto the ground. But as soon as you look away and look to the other side, the dust seems to disappear, and the dirt seems to look fine once more. It's kind of almost eerie.
Fucking fit.
As the three of you kind of look on and begin moving, Rollman, taking your first few steps forward, you begin to feeling the ground pretty quickly and seeing it on the ground pretty quickly. You see the rails where they start, the lever that kind of looks to be set there to let go of the cart to go forward. But no cart to be seen as you look on, as the two behind you continue to follow after you.
No cart.
As it gets eerier and darker, the further you go on, few hours pass, and around roughly when you'd expect lunch to kind of hit, still nothing, just nothing but empty tracks and a creepy strangeness that always, every time you come to a stop, it always seems like there's something on the outskirts of your vision that seems to just move in the dirt. And this seems to become an effect that almost all three of you begin to notice.
I will use a cantrip. Detect ghost.
Wait, what? That is not an actual spell.
That's a real spell. I found it before session. There's a whole list of ghost-based spells from a certain book.
Probably from Ghost Step, whatever that book's called.
Makes sense.
Ghost walk.
I don't
Ghost
see.
walk.
I typed in Detect Ghost 3.5.
Just link this spell. Can't
It is essentially a 3rd edition spell, but
Oh, there it is. It is a 3rd edition spell because it is from Ghost Walk. Because that was when ectomancy was a thing.
Good old ectomancy.
Or absence of ghosts number. Okay. You study a particular area or subject. Alright, give me a concentration check. For the, detect ghost.
is anything attacking me? So I know if I have any minuses?
Nope.
I would hope not. You feel like
it's all first.
12.
You're being hot. It's like, oh.
Yeah, it seems that there is almost lacking in any. There is no presence of any ghosts around you currently. As another round goes by, give me another concentration check. As you take a step forward, slowly going about your movement. Also, remind me, Rollman, what's your walking speed?
35.
35. Okay, cool. That makes that easy. All right, perfect. So you guys can get a few miles under your belt in a single day. Okay. 18. There doesn't seem to be, as you kind of take a second, there doesn't seem to be any number of ghosts. Give me one less concentration check. Okay. As you kind of take a second, there doesn't seem to be any ghosts within about, what is it? I think it's 60 feet of you. As you begin to kind of focus, this will continue on for 15 rounds.
Okay.
So as you'll get all three of those effects each round going forward as you continue moving forward at about 35 feet every round. All right. As you begin to kind of head forward, continuing about another few hours go by as you begin to feel the fatigue of kind of walking with really not any much for a break. But as it roughly accumulates to around 5-6 p.m.-ish, you lot kind of coming to a stop. Still no signs of anything but the necromancy magic getting slightly stronger. Roughly now up to about a first level spell that seems to surround you.
Okay.
What's the plan?
Keep her moving.
I will say, if you decide to keep going, at a certain point you will have to take rest, so...
Yeah, I say we just keep moving until we need to take a rest.
I mean, why not?
Alright.
Let's keep moving till we do need to take rest.
Okay. As you continue through the eerie tunnel, darkness all around you lot. The torch kind of just barely are continuing to flicker as it seems to keep just enough of a range to keep the area somewhat eerie in the darkness. Every time you look forward or backwards, something seemingly moving, keeping your almost your entire body on edge as you continue. At what point are you lot going to stop? How many more hours are you planning to go? Because maximum you can be up for is technically 12 hours before you start to notice exhaustion and fatigue. So you guys technically have, given roughly I do a 6 p.m. or 6 a.m. mentality of getting up and getting to for breakfast. For most adventures, you'd have till 6 a.m. technically to. Yeah. I believe that's right. Yeah.
We'd have till 6
We,
p.m.
6 p.m. So you'd already start to feel light fatigue. Not enough to actually cause any role issues, but just enough to be noticeable as characters. So, yeah. How much further would you like to go?
Another hour, you guys think?
Yeah, another
Yeah.
hour.
Okay.
Another hour.
Okay. As you continue forward, Rollman, give me a search check. As
25.
James's detect ghost comes off, I am about halfway through. You say 45?
I wish. 25.
Okay, I was like, damn.
Hunting hide from
Did you just like bust like 20 spells or something like that? And I wasn't paying attention. Like Jesus. Okay.
Damn.
And 25. As you begin to walk forward, you notice that last hour on the sides of the walls, what looks to be claw marks, and clearly what looks to be some marks of a hammer that has impacted the walls along the edges. As you guys begin to feel at that point of almost getting ready to quit, this is about when you start to see these become more fervent, more often popping up.
I would push us back to where it's not a common thing against the walls for us to take our rest.
Okay.
That's probably.
Heading back to where you first saw it and then taking another 20 feet back and kind of begin to set up camp, digging a little fire pit in the center of the, well, actually, rather, are you going to do a fire in the tunnel, or are you just going to,
No.
Well, you have your torch,
That's fine.
so... No? Okay.
I don't think we need a fire.
All right. As you lot kind of sit down, keeping a torch in the ground, as Roman kind of keeps watch, looking about for at first, Cinder, James, and Roman grabbing out their cold rations and beginning to eat the hardtack that they've kind of kept, the salted meats, and then remember and miss the time of just eating in the end this morning for breakfast.
So, I have smoked that I've had for a while. I have smoked Smilodon meat.
That's right.
Kind of what I
Bring that
replaced
shit
my
out.
salted meats to at that point.
Cinder smiling as he realizes he finally gets a chance to use the meat he's been saving.
We got the meat, and I said outright, I'm gonna keep 50 pounds for myself because I'm gonna smoke it, and this is gonna be my food.
And I made a note of I'd swap out my salted meat because smoke's a little healthier.
I mean, it's fair. But as the two of you, or as you lot begin to break out a small feast, kind of passing out the smoked meat between each of you, enjoying, kind of watching, James, Cinder, and Rolamin, give me spot checks. Well,
I
actually,
cast a spell.
huh?
I'm gonna cast a spell called Linked Perception.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Everyone gets a
Yeah,
+6 on spot and
plus
checks.
6, yeah.
Ooh, okay. I would say I'll take spot or listen in this case. And
It's the same roll for me,
yeah.
either way.
I imagine it's
I'll do listen.
Okay.
Because it's dark.
Spot for me.
23.
38
okay.
listen.
All right. And what was it was the 14 year listen. Yeah. Okay. Got you, Roman. All right. As the three of you kind of take a second, Cinder and Roman listening in, James watching as you do, the faintest of wailing begins to kind of lightly pick up on the wind, and almost like a crying or a light sobbing of an old man can be kind of heard in the background.
We're close. That's a problem for tomorrow.
How close does it sound?
Sounds in the distance like it's echoing in the cave quietly.
I don't like that.
As James yawns, staring into the distance, glaring at the ghost, challenging
James.
it to
Tired.
bother him.
No. James would let out the soft yawn and go, "We have to rest before we help you, old friend."
Night, James.
As James lays down perfectly still in his armor again, seeming to pull his arms into the center and curl up.
You turn into a turtle, is that what you just said?
It's a fucking turtle.
Turtling.
You want first watch, or you want me to go?
Apparently, you're first of all. I was gonna say, as Roman says
Well,
this to
I'm
Cinder.
asking Cinder.
Yeah, my apologies. I thought you were saying it to James. I was like, well.
You say you'll do it?
I'll take first, yeah.
Alright, Cinder's gonna take first watch. Roman kind of coming over next to the torch, sitting down and beginning to kind of curl up and relax.
I hand Cinder the burning torch.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Fuck you. I forgot about
Torch
this.
ain't going on anytime soon.
I'm happy you mentioned that because I was about to do something. God damn it. As you hand it to Cinder, you kind of hear for a second a loud wail for a moment, almost a loud cry, and then the torch goes out and then reignites as you look at it, and then we'll look at Roland and look down the cave.
Look, just because you're old doesn't mean you can turn off my nightlight, okay?
Also here, I hand him an extra 2 non-magical torches in case magic goes out.
Yes, backup torches.
Mm-hmm.
I add them to my 5 other torches.
Oh, can I have those back then? Because I only have like 3.
No, you can have these back, yeah.
Okay. Never mind.
As you go to hand him, Cinder kind of takes one, goes to add to his collection. As you see his collection, you kind of asking for him back, he handing it back to you.
James sitting there, James in his armor clutching the wand of light.
Are you nervous, huh?
Yeet.
As the Alright, as Cinder kind begins to take watch, sticking the torch in the ground next to him so he can look around easily enough. James and Roland beginning to lightly snore in the background. A surprising, James and Roland, give me a fortitude save.
I do not snore.
Is this against the spell?
This is not for snoring. This is for a spell effect. So the fortitude's the
I
first
refuse
half.
to snore.
All right. Well, you stop. You don't snore, so he starts drowning in his sleep. And you just suddenly hear
shit.
him like snorkeling.
Damn.
He's gargling water.
Snorkeling. Oh, okay.
Oh, he has weird dreams.
Yeah.
21.
21.
21.
You both succeed. Give me will saves.
God damn
Okay.
it.
Well, this is the second
This is
part of
spell?
the effect. Yeah, it's the same spell. It's the secondary effect. You just save, so you're not taking any damage from it.
29.
Succeeds.
41.
Holy shit! Oh, that's right, because of okay.
Concentration.
Yeah. Yep. James fails barely. Roloman, you succeed. Jesus, James. James, as you begin to for a moment beginning to sleep, dreaming. Well, rather, what does James normally dream about?
Profits.
As James, like Scrooge McDuck, thinks about talking to his nephews and nieces, looking down at them as they're dressed in their peasant clothing, smiling as he's in his golden robes, a fancy cigar coming out of his mouth, a little solid silver monocle as he looks down, explaining them and teaching them about his the way of becoming wealthy. As he walks into a vault filled with gemstones, up to almost 4 or 5 stories of just a solid room. As he kind of looks down, smiles, and goes, "Now watch as I show you the true benefit of wealth." As he takes off the robes, now nothing but a fancy mountain giant leather Speedo, and jumps straight in, heat metal kind of surrounding him as the gems melt into a liquid around him as he swims in it. One of his nephews complaining that it's a waste and a loss of coin as James spits the gemstones in the air as they melt out of his mouth, and he smiles and goes, "That's the point." As the coins begin to turn and wilt away, and James, you begin to watch as you begin to feel impoverished. Suddenly, your mansion fading away, the horses, the golden bouquet, and then slowly seeing nothing but what James thinks is poor, which is what Cinder lived, a life of a knight. Living in a barracks, training every day, getting free meals, and being forced to do drills, as James is horrified at the lifestyle.
You mean
Oh
Roland,
no,
not
you
Cinder.
have to be normal.
No, I mean Cinder in this case, because Cinder comes
Oh.
from the knight portion of the family.
I
Knight
see.
family.
Yeah,
This-
so he's
this-
like a lesser
Oh, you
member
meant
of
the
family.
family. I thought you were talking about like a knight. As in,
Yeah,
like,
yeah. So I'm using it as in the mentality. This is what James thinks of as poor from his experience.
I see.
So he doesn't
I'd
think
like to make the
Rollman
point
that
that
way.
at this point after adventuring, this isn't horrifying to James. This is just, God damn it! Now I got to get it all back.
You're back to start.
The irritation of James as he begins to go into training, feeling himself staying always tired and weak and lazy, although he knows himself to be stronger than this completely, but somehow he's always out of breath as he gets to the mile, or as he gets close to the finish line, it suddenly extends, and like he can't figure out why as he continues to push himself. Rollman
He's moving my fucking goalposts.
in the background, peacefully dreaming and relaxing.
oh, well, what do you mean peacefully and relaxing? Roland
Well,
was always working.
I
He
was
was
gonna
training
say-
in his sleep.
His foot twitching lightly, his arms slightly every once in a while moving a bit. He's kind of turning in
His
his
body
sleep.
is always continuously tensing and untensing.
Yeah.
It's physical training.
It's like that one, the dude from Baki, the really old guy, that as soon as he went unconscious, they realized he was swimming in his mind. And, but no, as you two kind of begin to find yourself falling asleep, these dreams begin to kind of take hold. Cinder, as you listen on, give me either a search, spot, or listen check, or I'll take a spellcraft.
Well, I would normally spellcraft, but with perception, I have a plus 18 to listen. So, I'm gonna do that.
Fair. That's fair.
Let's see. I mean, let's see, 18 plus 9, 27.
Spicy mustard.
27. Jesus. Okay. As you kind of... Actually, it's kind of bad given... Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I realized it. Never mind. Quick math in my head there. But no, as you kind of take a second, listening in, the wailing is just quiet and faint. The crying, as you continue to hear this. The protection from evil long ago having ended at this point. As you begin to feel almost a strange, cold presence all around you. Give me a will save, Cinder.
As I
Cinder
roll
goes
this,
night night.
do you want to talk about it? I've been where you've been. Well, kind of. That'll be a 30.
Jesus Christ!
If it's a spell, 34. If it's a
Oh, alright. As you kind of feel the cold touch kind of begin to embrace you, almost kind of flashing your own painful memories in your head for a second, seeing all of the things that you had gone through, the cold presence seems to pull away almost immediately, and you feel suddenly something strange, almost a familiar kinship kind of begin to fall over you, and then it suddenly dissipates as the crying kind of fades. How long are you
Cinder's
gonna...
going to therapy.
What was that, Cinder? Go ahead.
From my feel, is he like, did he just pull back or did he just fucking vanish? Like, he's just gone.
You can still feel the necromancy magic still very active.
Okay. Well, as I do the rest of my watch, I'm like quietly talking to Grawl, even whether he's listening or not, while I'm waiting.
How long will you how long will you do your watch?
Until I feel like it's about time to shift. So, a few hours.
Okay.
No shift over.
James, yes, you are still affected. Alright. As 4 more hours go by, give me 3 more listen checks.
Alright. We're back to a plus 12.
Were you going to wake up first?
It's also something about it.
We got a 30, a 20, and a 20. Nice. 2
We like
8s.
full numbers.
It's
Sure.
almost weird as the hours go on. It sounds like there is almost a strange sound of earth moving all around you, but as you look on, the ground doesn't seem to shift or move. As you put your ear to it, nothing seems to change. But you keep hearing this strange sound for the first 2 hours, and then it seems to disappear.
Does James seem to be having a nightmare when I go to switch?
James does look like he is not sleeping very well. You can see cold, like almost a sweat going down his brow. He looks like he is not doing too hot.
Well,
Roman
I'm going to
is
do him a
also sweating.
solid. He's taking next watch.
I say Roman's also sweating, but he's smiling in his sleep as he's doing it.
Yeah.
So
That's normal. This fucker's freaking out.
yeah, so you're gonna wake up James.
Yep.
James, give me a fortitude check or fortitude save.
Oh,
Alright, if he doesn't wake up, kick him.
the spell again.
This is a spell, yes.
Okay, I have way more annoying ways to wake up James if he doesn't wake up.
If he doesn't wake up, I will wake up easily.
James, thankfully, you do succeed on this as you manage to break the sleep spell that was keeping you kind of under and unable to wake from this nightmare.
God
if that's
damn
what the
it!
effect
Whoever
was, they
moves
would
the
have
next
failed on me.
fucking goal line is going to get punched. Oh, hi, Uncle.
And stop having your nightmare. It's your watch.
All right. As James will move over by the torch, settle down,
Wiping the
Wait.
sweat from his brow.
settle down, wait, and I'll actually be paying attention with my tremor sense as well, so it'll be interesting.
Ah, yes,
for 20
the
feet
ghost.
around me.
It's good that you're going to be using your tremor sense, because as soon as you begin to kind of waken a stir, looking up at Cinder, as Cinder kind of gets ready to step away, finding himself a comfortable spot, give me an initiative roll, please. Roman, you're still still asleep.
At least I don't even make it to sleep. I'm just like, oh, god damn it.
I would like to argue, though, that I am incredibly ready to fight at all times.
Yes, I agree. If they wake you up, you're going to be coming out blade ready to go.
Now, question.
Uh-huh.
I am currently wearing a gauntlet of warning.
Yes. It has not woken you up.
Okay.
But do please roll me an initiative, just in case.
Oh, hey.
14 for Cinder.
Hey, Cameron.
Hi, buddy. I'm not gonna be here long.
Okay. Damn,
Alrighty.
Rollman. Okay, well, Rollman, give me a fortitude save. While I set up the initiative here, since you're up at first. Jesus.
22.
Okay, yeah, you're gonna be waking up. Alright, give me a second, I'll describe the scene. James and Cinder, which one of you has a higher dex?
I think we have the same.
Cameron, what is your dex?
What is your
14?
initiative modifier?
I have a 16 dex.
Okay, so it is
But
Cinder
My
first.
initiative modifier is +6 though because of improved initiative.
So yeah, he goes first. It's about the initiative modifier, not about dex.
Sorry,
3.5. It's
I wasn't
different
even paying. I was typing with that. My apologies. Wait, so what was Cinder has a 16 though. His dex or his
The
modifier is gonna be higher.
tiebreaker is based off the initiative modifier, not dex.
Yeah, which I believe Cinder's is higher.
No, I
No,
have a
it's
plus
improved
6 to my
initiative.
initiative.
Oh, god damn it, James!
How dare you have a
Making
thing?
me rewrite shit, fucking bastard.
Oh, you're gonna hate my first movement then.
That's if you
It's
get
okay,
it.
you're not going first.
Roman, as you kind of almost immediately find yourself awakened, looking around, something just feels wrong as the ground lightly begins to shake around you. Something seemingly right behind you in the dirt.
Right behind me in the dirt.
Mm-hmm.
Weird. I will, as an action, switch
Uh-huh.
to my new armor.
Okay.
So I'm wearing that now.
Yep. As soon as you're kind of waking up, eyes out, flash armor, your ring immediately flashing as it does. The armor switching out.
Does this seem like this feeling I got? Is it like a hostile thing?
Yes.
I will swing me sword
Okay.
on the spot that I think is dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Now, I want to clarify, just for DM's sake here, when you say swing your sword, are you just saying you're just coming down with a slashing motion?
Yes, that
Okay.
is what I mean.
Okay. Well, I meant like compared to like just going and stabbing straight forward into the dirt. Like, that's what I'm asking.
Mm-hmm. I swing sword.
Yeah.
Now, if it was a rapier, I would be stabbing. But it's not.
32 to hit?
I wish. No.
Oh, okay. I was like, damn.
24 to hit.
That hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Beep, 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 beep. Slash roll. 19 magical slashing damage.
The dirt wall slightly crumbles a little bit and looks like it's taken some damage, but otherwise looks fine.
I'll just say something's here, and that's the end of my turn. Can't do anything else.
Almost as soon as Rollman says that without turning to say that to look at you lot, still staring at the wall, a creature appears right out of the ground where Rollman just slashed, same place where he was sleeping a moment ago. A bloody boned skeleton with a strange and disgusting red, thick gelatin-like ooze kind of coming off of its bones. This huge creature, literally, for size category, looking down at Rollman is coming out of the dirt is going to make an immediate attack.
Is this like an ethereal being, or does it have...
No, it's solid. It's an actual like skeleton. Like it's a full physical skeleton.
Right.
Yeah. Plus one. As it goes to reach at you with its bony hands, Rollman, I assume a 4 does not hit.
Is this a touch attack?
No.
No, it doesn't hit.
I wish.
With that modifier, I was like, oh, that might be a touch attack or something?
No, as the claws kind of go like right past you, diving into the ground as you jump to the side, stabbing as they do. You watch as some of the red ooze like slime kind of pulls off, burning the ground and causing it to slightly smoke as the skeleton stares down at you, ending its turn. All right, James, as you look on, about 10 feet from you stands this creature.
Well, first, I'll hit Rollman with the protection against evil.
All right, Rollman, you suddenly feel James punching you in the back.
Ow!
It's not lethal, so no damage.
Protection against evil.
As you feel a gauntleted fist punch you in the back, telling you to do better.
Cool, man.
I'm going to use a first level spell. One of my first level spells for a spell called Sign. My initiative moves to 26.
Okay. On the next round, you'll go before the bloody bones.
And that'll be the end of my turn.
All right. As James hastens himself, kind of catching and making sure his reaction time is faster, his eyes kind of darting about after punching Rollman in the back to enhance his abilities. All right. Cinder, as we jump over to you. Looking over at the creature, you see it's about 10 feet from you, as you kind of see it standing up in front of Rollman. Huge as it is, no weapon on it, no armor. The creature just kind of staring down, and its dark abyssal-like skull eyes. What would you like to do? You are on mute, Cinder, just as a heads up. I think... Nope,
Yep.
here we go.
Yep. As I cast a spell, does a 30 hit?
30 does hit, depending on what you're trying to hit. AC?
I'm hitting the skeleton with Nature's Purity. It is just straight AC.
Okay, want to make sure. Yep, that hits then.
Okay. This is specifically an undead targeting spell.
Oh no, don't do that.
This is force damage.
This is nature's
Ooh.
purity. It sounds very pro-nature.
Yeah,
It
you
is
know,
pretty. It's to be fair, it's bad on undead. It's really bad on aberrations. Is
Yeah.
what it's for.
poor
There's like a whole
Melvin.
grain of-
All right, 9 points of damage.
Yep.
And
That's the
force.
first ray.
Oh,
Yeah, you
first.
get like 3, I think.
Ooh, okay.
I get 2 at my level.
Oh.
24 hit.
24 does hit.
As he takes a second. Another 9.
No.
Hey, it's the exact same roll in both of them.
Nice. As you slam into him, or kind of sending these strange things of roots coming slamming from above the tunnel down into the skeleton as it does, watching the bones kind of crack and begin to almost let this strange green-like liquid out of them begins to fall. The roots begin to roll back into the up into the ceiling, and immediately as the creature seems to look up at the ceiling, almost confused, and then looking back down at you.
And then I tap Rollman on the back.
Okay.
To give him the +4 to Dex.
As you feel a light tap on the other shoulder, and immediately your legs suddenly pump and increase in size.
People keep punching me.
Mine
It's
wasn't
true.
a punch. Mine was.
As you do, Rollman, you're back to the top of the initiative. As Cinder, that ends your turn, right?
Yep.
All right, Rollman.
Okay. So this is a bone creature?
Uh-huh. A
Okay.
skeleton, some would say.
Relative.
Alright. I switched the grip on my Bastard Sword to be holding the blade, so I'm smashing it for bludgeoning damage instead.
Okay.
And I'm gonna do a full attack.
All right.
First, before I do any of that, am I able to flank with anybody?
James and Cinder didn't move, so no.
No? Okay.
No.
I will, as a swift action, get into a punishing stance. It gives me extra damage
Okay.
on hitting things. So full attack, that's 4 attacks.
Rollman getting ready, smiling as the sweat drips from his brow, blade gleaming. 23 hits.
30 to hit? That is a threatens a crit? Give me a second.
I don't think you can crit a skill.
It's immune, not subject.
Oh, yeah, sorry,
it's
yeah,
immune
yeah,
to crit,
never
so
mind.
you don't need a roll. I was looking at the same thing. I was like, wait,
yeah,
not
you're good.
subject
I just
critical,
forgot.
I was like,
Man.
no
shame.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
One benefit being undead.
26 to hit,
That hits? Jesus.
and then this one probably won't. 8.
8 does not.
Okay. So that's 3 hits. So I'll do the first 2 together since it's the same weapon.
Okay.
This is bludgeoning damage. 40.
As you watch as the blade smashes into the spine of the creature, almost as Roman jumps up towards it, immediately as the creature topples over and crumbles into a light dust.
Oh. Is it dead?
Well,
As you look on Roman, it is dead.
it was a skeleton. It wasn't.
Oh, okay.
As you land, kind of looking on Roman, the creature kind of falling down to nothing. The little bits of green ooze coming out of the bones seem to kind of drop it with it. The bones slamming to the ground quite heavily as you watch on.
Okay. I look around. Is there any other thing dangerous?
As you look about, there is nothing else.
Are we good?
I think so. James, you checked anything?
Well, the spell I used can't sense skeletons, so I'll take a look around, I guess.
With your tremor sense and your range, you don't notice nothing else kind of catches your attention. But how about all three of you give me search checks real quick?
Oh, my worst one.
I'll take a spot if you want to make the argument for it.
He's using his eyeballs. Oh, man,
I'm taking a quick look and then going to bed. Fucking,
Well,
it was supposed to be my turn.
I say, fair enough, okay.
I
Nice.
just woke up. I'm going with the search.
Am I the best one here? Okay.
Well, James got
I
a
haven't
2.
I haven't rolled yet.
We got a
Or
4.
4.
I have
Alright,
a
let's see what
plus
you
10.
got. Oh, well, yeah, you definitely do better.
28, 9. Okay. Alright. As you kind of, as Rollman and James, you're actively looking about, nothing kind of catching your attention as you kind of seem almost on edge from the fight, kind of catching your attention, you off guard. The light crying in the background still faintly creeping, giving the air a bit of a creepy and eerie feeling. Cinder, as you kind of look about for a quick second, scouting around, you trusting your own instincts, you don't sense any creatures coming for you and don't feel like your life is in danger as you find a comfortable spot to kind of curl up and begin to fall asleep.
Thank God.
To make a little snow pillow.
Damn right. Damn.
Alright.
As Rollman and James kind of stand there, Cinder grumbling and kind of finding a nice rock to turn into a small snow pile around it and begins to sleep.
Go ahead and head back to sleep, Roman. I will take watch.
Alright. Bedtime.
Alright. As Cinder and Rollman begin to fall asleep, both of you give me fortitude and will saves. James, give me a will save.
If this is the same thing, I'm immune to magical sleep.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind for the magical sleep part, so you won't be forced to stay asleep. Which means you can choose to wake up when you like.
Yippee! 22 for the fortitude.
Okay.
26 for my will.
And Cinder for the fortitude.
Cinder's
In order. 29, 26.
Okay. And then give me a will save as well, Rollman.
32.
32, okay. As you two begin to fall asleep, Rolliman, almost instantly, you feel yourself relaxing, your body calming, making it much easier to fall asleep, but no sleep spell seems to be forced upon you as you begin to slowly drift off. Cinder, what was your first roll? You said 29, 26, right?
Yep. 29,
Okay.
42, 20.
Got you. You succeed both. Okay. Managing to kind of keep yourself into a peaceful slumber as you kind of quietly grumble yourself to sleep. James, as you're kind of sitting there, you begin to notice there's a strange figure kind of sitting across from the fire that's just staring at you. Although they're blurry and almost like a black splotch, a couple of red eyes just looking at you. So you kind of look over at Cinder and Rollman, seeing that they're calmly sleeping, kind of tossing a small rock over at the thing and watching it go through the figure. You're pretty sure this seems to be some sort of illusion.
I'll ignore it then. I'll just quietly talk like I was talking to... just talking to Grawl again, like I did back when I first met him.
What are you going to say?
It's been a while. I'm sorry for not trying to do more back then.
Well, it would be nice if
fumbled
you'd
my
come to the dragon pits and save me, that's true. As the figure responds.
Son of a...
You know, it's not nice to ignore the guy sitting across from you, especially when I went through all this work to put on a spell just so they couldn't tell it was me. James, my friend, I hear that you're in a interesting situation. May I ask a favor of you?
Depending.
Would you be willing to give a request to Regan Utham at a behest of a stranger?
I can pass along a letter, yes. Or a message.
Good. When you leave these tunnels, a message or a letter will appear in your breast pocket. Don't read it. Just pass it on and tell them that you know nothing.
I won't know anything as far as they know, other than the sender was a shadow.
Ah, you're so good at this, James. You're learning the merchant world. I appreciate and respect that. By the way, I hear that there's an interesting fellow looking for me. I'm going to touch base with them in the coming days once I get out of here. Do stay in touch.
Don't sell me out.
I would never do anything to bother you and go against our contract. As the shadow disappears.
James mentally notes that he hates Jakix, but we'll move on from that thought as he focuses back on the ghost in the tunnel.
Teus like sighing, calm, kind of sighing and kind of letting it go, beginning to kind of come back to the situation. You see as the shadow reappears and he goes, "One more thing. By chance, I must ask, did you know that your friend Rolleman's got a fan down here in the Dragon Pits? A man by the name of He kind of stops and you see the shadow turn to the side and go, "What's your name again? Asshole Lone?" Some guy named Asshole Lone. He's quite verbal. He keeps speaking in a strange accent. Says he knows you too. Says something about a rat and a bar. I don't know. But I figured I'd let you pass on a free message as I kind of owe Cinder for the advice he gave me. I would have never managed to get in here if it wasn't for him. So, take care. Ta-ta for now, James. As the shadow disappears again.
A rat in a hole? This is not making sense.
A rat
I gotta think.
in a bar.
Rat in a bar.
Did I hear that? His name?
Huh?
Is that what he said?
He said yes, Asshole Lone. Yeah, that's what he said.
Okay. I was like, well, that doesn't sound right, but I'll
Yeah.
write it out. It's okay.
Nope, you got it right. That's why you would repeat it.
Asshole Lone. Rat in a bar. Asshole Lone rat in a bar. What the fuck is this?
Is James just spend the rest of his time figuring out what the fuck that means?
James,
James is gonna drop this really quickly because it's not important right now to bring up.
Cameron, we met a rat. He walked into a bar. He died. Who else was in that bar?
Oh,
There you go.
Okay.
There you go, buddy.
what name sounds like Asshole Lone?
Anyway.
As James just suddenly goes slightly pale for a moment, gulps, and then just clears it, shakes his head to clear it.
Goes back to talking to Gnarl.
Growl?
Growl, not Gnarl. Goddamn. Growl.
Gnarl and Growl. It's Gnar and Growl combined. Their powers combined, they make a Super Saiyan.
Fusion.
Be fair, because they don't have, like 80, you know,
Yeah, right.
power.
But going back to talking to Growl, just apologizing for not being able to do more back then.
What does James say specifically? That'd be very important to this.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize there was magic behind us. I'm sorry I ended up failing you. I've kind of been bumbling. Not hard to believe. I'm not exactly a great merchant. I'm not a master smith yet. I hope to be someday. But at the very least, I'll try to correct this wrong. I owe that to you. As James will actually have his hammer sitting in front of him and pat it on the pommel. I based my hammer's ability off of what you said yours could do.
Roll me a diplomacy check, James. What you're saying, let's go. But go ahead, yeah.
And I just hope I can do right by you.
In the background, there's a bard that's laughing at the "do you" comment. Going same. I'm sorry.
have nothing I can boost that with right now other than friendly face, and I don't think that'll work for this. Because I don't think a ghost is calm.
As you begin to kind of, or as you go into this, saying a lot of this, you feel almost a strange, calm, warm presence around you for a second, James, that begins to get colder and colder. And as soon as you begin to feel something almost as if an icy coat or an icy wind is now blowing onto you, James, that even makes you shiver, suddenly you feel as if there's something there, and as you see across from the fire, Grawl, the older frost giant, seems to sit there, his hammer in hand, rats kind of coming in and out of holes in his body as he looks on, a chunk of his ear kind of hanging on with a rat just dangling from it. One that seems to be kind of sitting in his eye, chewing on it while it looks over at you. The other eye kind of staring at you as Grawl kind of appears almost translucently in front of you. And goes, James, you're an idiot. Only an idiot would doubt himself this much. If I managed to doubt myself this much when I was fighting alongside O'Gary, my ass would have been cooked 3 times out of 10 every day of the week. And I promise you, I wouldn't have allowed myself to keep on going. You better get your ass proud, you better get yourself loud, and you better be ready to fight because the bastards down here are going to eat you alive. If you let yourself become depressed, these things will sense it, they'll work into it, and they'll take from you. When they possess you, they'll make you kill your friends and drive you to greater depression. Trust me, you ain't ready for that. And as far as what
James
I died from, you don't get to say anything about it. You didn't do anything. I chose to die like that. That was more glorious than my fat ass dying in a smithy. You know how hard it was to find someone that's willing to fight an old man? At my age, the Reagan told me to go sit down. You know how insulting that is?
James will smile at him. Well, then I'll make sure to make the assholes down here pay.
You damn right better. You better put on a good show, and when I show up to kill you, you better fucking fight me with everything you have. If you don't, I'm gonna put that Rollman fella in a dress.
I'm gonna tap my armor and go, you'll have to get through this first.
You watch. I'll knock you down. I'm gonna make sure that you and Rollman both go down. Wait, where's the fella or the lady fellow that was with you?
Oh, Essa, she split off and is working under Greg now. We have my uncle here as I gesture to the crazy man sleeping.
Looks over at Cinder and shrugs and goes, oh, so that's what I sensed. Now don't let that one kill me. As he kind of looks over at Cinder with an eerie glare with the good eye. The rat seeming kind of like horrified slightly by Cinder as it like kind of climbs back inside the skull.
Any other advice for the assholes deeper in?
Oh, yeah, you brought the wrong fighters for this situation. If you didn't think these things could cast, I don't know what kind of thought process you were going through. I promise you, you're going to be fighting something that's going to kick you in the balls, it's going to take your teeth, and it's going to teach that Rollman fella that his dreams can't come true. By the way, he's dreaming about fighting gods right now with a sword and nothing but his armor. That man is terrifying. I don't know what is wrong with him.
He's always dreamed big.
Yeah, there's raiding like a kingdom or like taking a throne. Then there's fighting gods with nothing but like leather armor. All right, that is a level of crazy I don't even want to touch. But hey, if I can possess anyone, I promise you it's him.
Oh, I've already got a solution for possession.
Good. Now, my spirit don't got much strength left in it, and it's getting to the point where I'm probably going to have to eat you here in a few moments, so I'd wake your friends as something's coming. Oh, by the way, you've been asleep for the last 20 minutes.
I will snap myself awake.
As you realize, kind of waking up, you look over around and you see Rolliman and Cinder kind of asleep.
The Orb of Awakening.
Immediately, Cinder and Rolliman, you feel yourselves lightly kind of nudged awake peacefully as you see James kind of alert orb in his hand as a light alarm kind of rings in your head.
That shit's for emergencies, so I assume there's something bad going on, so I rip out my weapons and I'm like, where's it at? Looking around for danger.
It's on its way.
As you hear a almost like banshee screech coming from down below the tunnel, and feel all of you a cold breeze as if death is coming towards you. We're going to take a quick break, a 5-minute break for the GM to run to the restroom before we start our next fight. All right, we return back after a quick commercial break, probably. As Rollman kind of standing to alert James and James already kind of standing up, Cinder waking up and getting himself to his feet. As you three begin kind of looking around, ready for anything to come, a few moments go by after the Banshee's wail goes off, and suddenly, almost in the distance, about 60 feet out for those who have the dark vision, you begin to see a almost brown, rocky-like material of creature kind of flying towards you, looking almost like an earth elemental made of dust that seems to flutter behind it. You see this humanoid-like form that seems to come charging at you, wailing and screaming as it does, a bright red gem at its core as it seems to come at you. The creature screeches louder. As it does, still at 60 feet, though, from the closest target, which would be Rolliman, noting Cinder being about 5 feet behind Rolliman, and James being another 5 feet behind that, you begin to see as this creature seems intent on coming after you, almost coming straight down this tunnel at you at a massive speed. All right, at the top of the initiative, James, as you look on, what would you like to do?
In those few moments before, I would have cast Protection Against Evil on us 3 again.
Okay.
Just so that's noted.
How many rounds does that last?
That lasts minutes.
How many minutes does that last?
Going by minimum wand creation being level 5, 5 minutes.
5 minutes, okay. Okay. Gotcha.
And then I will hold my action, Actually, no, I have something I can do. This will be fun. I haven't got to use this yet.
Okay.
Scorching Ray.
All right. Let's see what you got.
I have to spell it right.
It does help if you spell it right.
I pull out the wand that I purchased from Vicarette and fire off the 2 rays. I don't need that. I just need to be able to do this. Okay. Touch attack. It's made by an Aether caster, so I have to remember that. Okay, and I don't know what bonus this would have, so I'll just go off of mine. So plus 8 for the first ray.
8 to hit or against the
8 for touch AC.
Touch AC? That does not hit. As the ray goes wide. Can you roll better than an 8? Congratulations, you did hit. Now suddenly, actually, no, that doesn't hit. In fact, you missed by a long shot. No.
Well, we'll find out if this thing's immune to fire now, as this is fire damage as the ray hits it. For 15 fire damage.
For 15 points of fire damage, as the fire slams into the creature, you hear as it wails out a bit of the rock around it immediately turning to dust and falling to the ground as the creature wails louder, almost unimpeded by the attack. All right.
Okay. Going through what else I can do. I can't cast that yet, so I'll just cast another pair of scorching rays.
Is it 2? Also, yes. You know what? I made a mistake, and this is on me. I need to use magic device, please.
That's only if you don't have the spell on your casting list. I can cast this.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Because he's a magic cleric, yep.
Oh, I was going to say, because I was like, I thought it was wizard sorcerer only. No, that's fair. Got you.
So, I'll plop it again. For an 11 at the touch AC for the first one.
That hits.
Okay, I'll roll a second one just to see if I can get them both out of the way. 21
That also hits.
for 33 more fire damage. Because it seemed to do something.
As the ray slams in, don't forget to count your charges for it.
Oh, I keep very close track of charges.
As the ray slams into the creature, you watch as its arm is blown off and turned to dust. The thing immediately reforming from the dust in the air itself, pulling from the ground on the side as the creature continues to wail. All right, is that in your turn, James?
Yeah, unless I sense anything coming from beneath us.
Give
Within
me
20 feet.
Give me a spot check, because I would imagine you're not with you actively shooting rays. You're not actively
Yeah,
focusing.
I'm not actively focusing on this, but if I sense it, I will warn the others.
No, the scorching ray this is the first time you've seen such firepower, and as your eyes glimmer with excitement of watching the thing basically get blown apart, and the excitement of finally hitting something, James, you're almost taken aback by the situation.
I have to hire Vicarette now.
As James has that glimmer in his eyes, enjoying this wand. All right, as James ends his turn, Rolliman, you're up.
Okay, how far away is this creature?
60 feet from you.
That's so far away. Is that the only creature we can see?
That is the only creature you can see. Well, if you want to give me a spot check, I'll take one. Or a search check.
For free?
Yeah.
Sure.
Just means you won't get a second one later. Like, this round, rather.
9.
9. Yeah. No, it looks like it's only this creature.
Okay. Okay. First, swift action. Going to punishing stance, so give me extra damage if I hit the creature. And I'm going to go ahead and move forward 35 feet and then charge. Actually, no, I'm just going to charge normally. Yeah, so a charge right up to him. Charge attack.
Let's see what you
Which would be a full attack.
Oh no, I'm not. Okay, I thought so. It was the other creature, nothing.
Okay. First attack. It's a natural 20. Is this thing subjected to crits?
It is immune to crits. But I do have a side question. Do you have to get within 5 feet to strike?
Yes, I do.
I need a fortitude save before you strike.
Okay.
Just to make sure that this doesn't get missed in case.
29.
Okay, yeah, you succeed. All right.
Cool. So 33. What's a nat 20?
30.
I assume
That hits. Yeah.
Okay. Second one.
And I don't think this is the weapon that's made of adamantine, right?
I don't have any weapons made out of
adamantine. So. That's right. Okay, that's something I'm thinking of. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah. Second one, 28 to hit.
28 hits.
Okay, for third attack.
No, unlike
21 to hit.
I'm wearing all of our adamantine because we got so little.
21 does just barely hit.
Cool, and then one more. 21.
21? That also hits. Yep. Sorry, I was reading something to make sure I was correct on something.
Yeah, you're good.
I was like, do I need to make you roll every time you attack? No, it's like you're immune. You're immune once you succeed.
Oh, thank goodness.
You're good.
I don't know what it is, but
that's why I was like, wait a minute.
Roll every single time.
This is gonna be real bad for both of us in a minute.
Yeah.
Well, like
I mean, worse for one of you.
I don't want to kill you too quickly. That's no fun.
Plus maths.
No, yeah, take your time. Take a second.
Then, where is it? There it is.
Oh no.
79 damage. That is magical slashing.
And that's for 4 successful hits, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so 79. All right.
Oh yeah, you probably just set up that based on damage reduction.
Yeah, alright. 79 minus 20. So that's that. Whoa! Oh! As Roman charges up to this thing, and as you both have, I think, dark vision, you see the clanging and sparks coming off his blades as he just goes to town on this creature, cutting off pieces, the head going flying and reforming from dust, splitting it in half as it reforms from dust, tearing off arms, the creature seemingly glinting every time that Rollman's blade makes contact and losing a piece of itself as it does. Rollman just going aggressively and not taking a moment's breath as he seems to continuously strike this creature.
Yep. As I finish up the flourish of attacks, I'll just stand there ready.
All right. Perfect. Because as you end your turn, I'm sorry, Rollman. You should have ran the fuck away.
Okay.
I'm going to make a 2 slam attacks against you for the first attack.
Okay.
Yes.
I
What?
just have a question of if this creature was evil aligned.
It is evil aligned.
You have more AC than Rollman.
Yep. That is
I'm aware.
a good point. Good point for pointing that out.
Thank you.
Wow. Oh, the dice roller loves me tonight.
Oh shit!
No fucking.
Alright, well, I do have to roll
yourself.
damage for it, so, 2
It
is still,
damages itself.
it does damage
It's still
itself.
like kill
I confused it too
itself.
much, guys.
1 HP. Are you fucking serious? 1 HP.
1 HP in a dream. You should have hit me. Actually, the 15 is that touch AC?
What? No, that's not touch AC. As the
okay.
creature slams into itself, its fist going wide, or rather, its fist going wide as Roman easily dodges out of the way, batting the hand and just hitting the arm perfectly as it seems to cause the force of the creature to re-smack itself in the face. Creature kind of stunned for a second, shakes its head, its jaw falling off and then reforming from the dust in the air, and glares at you for a moment and is going to make another 2 slam attacks. As it angrily,
Don't hit yourself again.
As it rages, dude, if this fucking does, I swear to God. I swear, this is not... Okay, 26 and 12.
Is that against like full AC?
Yeah.
That does hit.
Alright. I need another fortitude save.
Okay.
You also have +2 unsaves from this because evil.
Yeah, it is a resistance bonus though, which I already have, so that does not stack.
Oh, okay.
17.
17. That does fail. Remind me, what's your armor made out of? What's the main listed material that you just got? And I'm sorry I'm doing this to you. I just
Skin.
noticed it had this ability. So...
His skin.
Skin? Oh.
Mountain giant skin.
Oh, shit, I can't do anything. Oh, fuck, wait, hold up.
You a rust creature?
Oh shit!
No, this is a dust white. Which, yes.
Oh, that is.
Stone
yeah.
and metal armor, it's crumbling touch. Basically, it does. It destroys armor when it touches it.
The only person with metal armor is Cameron.
I know, I just know James is the only one walking around with it. I think, you don't have a shield. Oh,
No shield.
And I can't target fucking weapons with it. Oh, no. Specifically only armor. All
You want
right.
to do your damage so I can kill you?
Yeah, I just do. It just does normal slam damage. Hey, no, shut up. No, you're not gonna kill me. I got this.
No, my cloak's going to.
No, it's totally.
5 damage.
Hold up. Hold up. All right, you know.
You still do damage to me. Don't worry.
Yep. Oh, sorry. That's +8, not
Owie.
+10. So that's 17, not
17.
18.
Okay.
Yeah. As you feel the slam come into you, and as the creature seems to look at you, you see the eyes kind of look down at the where it hits your armor, expecting something. The creature looks up at you, looks down again, and as its hand suddenly, you hear a loud crunch as the thorn kind of pushes through the fist. It begins to dissipate, and the creature seems to look at you with a smile and tries to, for a moment, reform it as the dust kind of begins to pull. And as it tries, the dust then pulls apart, and the creature begins to crumble as its eyes look in fear and horror at you. Rollman, as it ends its turn, and I couldn't even get to its ability. At the end of its turn, which really
you know my other armor is also leather, so I wouldn't have done anything anyway.
I know. As the creature dissipates, and what was supposed to be the end of its turn would have normally summoned a fucking up to two bloody bones. Does not go off. As the creature dissipates, you watch as you all look down the tunnel, and seemingly the darkness fades. Torches suddenly on the walls beginning to light one after another. The rails beginning to uncrumble and begin to reform, straightening themselves. The tunnel widening as you feel the ground kind of shake. Suddenly in front of you lot stands Grawl, where this dust wight was a moment ago, and he just looks on at Rolman and goes, "About goddamn time, you slow bastards! I could have done that half the time at your age. But good work. I do appreciate that. Now I gotta figure out how this whole going off to the afterlife thing works. I think I'm supposed to be sucked off or something." As he looks around, you see the kind of translucent version of Grawl still. The rat's kind of no longer showing as you see him as a solid form once more.
I can try saying a prayer to help send you off.
Sure, try that.
Before I do this, I'm going to pop Divine Insight for a plus 12. I'm guessing this is Knowledge Religion?
Yep. Or I'll take a Wisdom check, either one.
I'll do Knowledge Religion.
Alright.
For a 30...
Alright, what do you say, James?
Do I know what Grawl would worship? I'm just asking offhand.
So, awkwardly, he legitimately, even looking at his ghost, does not have a holy symbol, which, as you kind of think about it with that roll, is probably why his soul's kind of stuck. Doesn't know where to go.
You kind of need to accept a god for me to give a good prayer to. Do you have anyone that you'd like me to pray to specifically for you?
Oh,
If not,
probably a bad time to choose a religion.
If not, I can just go with Ella Ugbo, who usually handles matters of death.
Oh, no. I insulted her by pissing on one of her churches.
I mean, we could also choose a force. You worship magic and war.
No. That'll put me in a volcano burning to death.
I could send you back to the Winter's Embrace.
No, I don't want to be cold. I didn't want to be here in the first place. It's just the cheapest place to live besides living up in Hrimperser's Last Hold, and the Regan's so stuffy.
Can't you not feel the cold? I thought...
when you're dead, you'd be shocked about how many sensations you regain. I can feel everything below the waist again. My pecker works again. I can't believe it. Now, there was a rat in it for a moment,
pick up worship to the Golden God. There's that option.
Rolliman, you. What do you worship?
Yeah. I don't worship anything.
Put down the rations. I know that was a hard fight, and honestly, I respect it, because I'd do the same. But come on, man. You don't worship anything, then what do you recommend?
I don't know.
You could recommend James.
You're gonna be like,
why do you want to pass on? If you're here, just do more things that you like doing.
I mean, is also... Is that technically an option with that religion check?
Not to your knowledge, but that's not to say it's not a possibility, it's just there's not enough research done on undeath that people know about, because most people who die kind of pick a religion at least before they die. It's very rare for someone to actually pass on and not pray to some god at some point.
If you, are still here and you don't want to leave, then just continue doing what you wanted to do. Leave the stuffy cave, maybe pick up another anvil, do whatever you're doing beforehand.
He might need to inhabit something then.
I could go and bother the Regan for the rest of his days. That would be quite entertaining.
I swear to God, I will eviscerate his soul immediately.
Oh my god.
You could also travel around with us if you want.
I mean, one of you just killed me. And
Well, that
the
was
other...
you. I apologize.
Yeah, turns out I was pretty angry when I died. I don't know why, I didn't feel any anger, but apparently that's what's... I did see something before I died. If you guys don't mind my asking, big, dark fella, giant, angry, glowing eyes, really angry, kept yelling something about a, Laxus? Laxus. Yaxis? No. I don't. Wait, some strange.
Jicks?
That's it. Yeah, he was yelling something about that. Was really pissed off when the whole thing went down. I mean, I think I figured out that there was some sort of magical spell going on that basically took away this fella from the control of this other fella, this dark fella I saw. I don't know what the dark fella was, but he felt familiar and scary at the whole same time, which is not something I'm used to.
That's kind of horrifying. This random guy saw beyond God.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned on that one.
I mean, it could be the influence of the magic spell that the guy Jakix was using at the time, to be fair.
Could have been. Probably was.
Especially if he
Still
was tied to
concerning.
him. Yeah.
Hold on.
Worshipping the magic itself, I don't know if I'd recommend that to you. You could worship crafting. You were a smith, at least for some time.
James, what do you carry on you personally, like material-wise?
Right now, I'd probably have a little bit of. Let me look through the materials and see what I would technically carry on myself for at least basic crafting.
Well, it'd be for like your day-to-day stuff you will need to that you were planning to move to or sell at Velkomen, or in Purser's last hold.
Most of that it was left back there, but this would be something I'd probably keep on me personally. Would probably be a little bit of bronze, just because, like a pound or two of bronze, because that's something that's easy to work with. Same with copper. It's soft, generally softer, anyways. Some common wood, and actually, I'd keep 1 ingot of solarium because it glows in the fucking dark.
Would have been useful a minute ago.
Yeah, James reaching into his pack, pulling out a glowing ingot. I got this on me.
No,
Magically conductive metal.
as you kind of take a second, kind of standing there. Let me look at
I before anything else, I'll just say, you know what? Here, I pulled a coin of decision and hand it to him. Maybe see if he can hold it.
You watch as the ghost takes it, and it does seem to float in the air.
Flip that for something. I don't know. It's a coin of decision.
It looks at you and goes, "Alright, heads I move on, tails, I'll let your cleric figure it out for me."
God fucking damn it.
Alright, it's tails. Sorry, Mr. Cleric.
I don't want to send you to an afterlife you're not gonna like, so it's a bit difficult.
You kind of like, you see a chair suddenly be pulled almost out of nowhere as he sits down and goes, "Well, feel free to interview me. I've never talked to a priest. I've killed a few. I killed an angry one. He had a choker around his neck, yelling about death. Oh, man.
Look at the other two and say, go back to your rest. This is probably gonna take a bit.
There
Maybe
you
his therapist or something?
I'm down.
What was that, Roland?
You could be like his therapist or something?
I'm gonna try to get him to either move on or choose to inhabit an item and move around. One of the two.
You don't mean inhabit an item? You got a
Why
forge?
can't he just walk around like he is? Like, he seems pretty corporeal to me right now.
Oh, I'm stuck here. I can't actually live this tunnel I tried.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm guessing with that religion check, I know that ghosts are kind of bound either to a person or the place that they died.
No, it's
Roughly.
so typically what binds it's a toss up. So it depends on how the individual dies. If the individual dies at some sort of traumatic incident with a specific item, they will most likely be tied to that item. Same with the person. However, or if they had strong emotions to a person or like a animal or something like that. However, just as easily there have been noted appearances of ghosts that were able to wander for miles and for millennia in for some concerns. The collective of Pyrus is even rumored to have managed to capture and keep a few ghosts that are from older eras.
James would have one other interesting thing on him, most likely, which would be his masterwork tool set for smithing.
You kind of, as you kind of put that, and you hear Grawl look at, kind of give a whistle and go, "You want me to possess your forge?"
I mean, it's an option for you. Grawl, we both know you're a stubborn old bastard who really likes to stick around and make sure people know better.
Nods and goes, "You're not wrong. You're not wrong. You speak the truth, young man. I was hoping to
I'm-
give the whippersnapper Regan Utham a piece of my mind, but that, you know, you're not wrong.
I mean, at most, I think if you went back to him, he'd kill your ghost? If that's
Probably.
even possible.
I've seen him turn flesh to weapons. I wouldn't be surprised if he's figured out how to eat ghosts. I heard one guy say that he managed to he ate the guy who could make tridents pick up water.
Second.
As James kind of pauses, hearing that, completely bothered and almost taken aback for a second. We'll take a quick pause. And
No, Mom needed me to talk to me about her edibles. Sorry.
Do you still need another second?
No, we're good now.
Okay,
She's
no
good.
worries.
If anybody wants to send edibles, I'll eat them.
I'll keep that in mind. Okay.
Thanks, Mom. Damn it. But back to this, hearing that Regan has made weapons out of full-on bodies, horrifying.
Mm-hmm.
James internalizes that to repress later.
Mm-hmm.
And will go, well, you can always just inhabit tools and be passed along through smiths then. Sharing your knowledge and telling when they're fucking up.
He smiles and goes, "You know what? I've got a great idea." He looks over at Rollman and smiles big and goes, "You,
Mm-hmm.
that armor looks
about
quite
it?
nice. Masterpiece, if you will."
Mm-hmm. Made by Hroten.
He suddenly floats towards you and begins to suddenly glow, and the armor begins to glow as he begins to try and possess the armor.
Do I want this?
I don't know. Do you?
So
I
that's a
think I
you
do
question.
not want this.
okay, give me a will save.
Okay. Eh. 37.
Damn. As you kind of take a second and look over, contemplate as you begin to feel the armor glow, kind of forcing your own will back to the ghost. The ghost is almost forced out as he finds himself kind of, his head halfway into your armor, being shoved out suddenly, and looks over at you and goes, "Ah, damn it, you little bastard. What's the
First of all,
problem?"
Didn't ask. Second of all, I do not want this armor to be possessed.
"I didn't ask you. I'm a ghost. I don't have to care. I'm already dead.
no.
What are you gonna do? Make me more dead? Send me to super death?"
Leave you here?
I mean, that's understandable. I'd do the same. Looks over at
I mean-
James and goes, "You know, your compatriot here is not very kind to his elders."
Well, he's a lot like, well, you.
I know, that's why I wanted his armor.
Can't have it. Sorry.
She glares over at Rollman, kind of a mean glare of an old man for a second, then looks back over at James and goes, I'll find something to possess or someone to possess that comes through here. For the time being, I think I'll just enjoy my time and watching and listening to the ground shake."
Look, I have two alternative options I might as well offer. First, I bring out my trusty first sword. That's just a regular ass bastard sword. You got this, just a very old weapon I used to use. It's been with me for a long time. And then I also pull out
Energy?
Give me a second. Let me find it. Ring of the First Toth. That I got way long ago.
Yeah, you did. He kind of
Not
looks
close to the description.
and looks at you for a second and kind of looks at the items.
Don't know what this is.
Yeah, he kind of takes a second and looks at either, kind of pauses for a moment, contemplating, and kind of goes, "I'm not as interested, I think. If I can't find myself a capable item, it's fine. I will keep myself to these properties and these lands. I don't want anything to do with something, and he looks at the ring, of that capability.
Sure thing. I'll just put it back in me bag.
I mean, I can always come back through with your old hammer that you gave me.
He nods at that and goes, you still have the thing?
I kept it in my forge room.
Huh. You know what? Sure. That'll make things interesting.
I'll nod. I'll bring it back through with me then.
Maybe one day I'll possess one of your grandkids and go on and see the world again.
I hope you'll advise them.
No, I said what I meant. It'd be more entertaining that way.
Just don't let them get killed as easily then.
Hey, if I die again, that would make my life so much worse.
He wonders if your ghost dies.
Well,
Oh,
if we die, I gotta move on, most likely.
Oh. Okay.
well, then we'll be back probably once we get all the way through here in a few days. By the way, do we still sense the necromantic magic?
Give me a spellcraft check.
All right, Cameron, can you do this yourself, or do I have to do it again? Let's find out.
This time on Dragon Ball Z.
Oh,
23?
You do not sense any further necromancy magic going on.
Doesn't seem like any more of the necromantic magics are here, so should be fine to continue passing through without any trouble. Also, your shop got taken over by some guy named Bronze, and he's just cuckoo for curses.
And Grawl shrugs and goes, "Oh, well, to be fair, there's an ancient artifact buried under the place. So I'm not surprised."
What is it?
Oh, some helmet I stole off of an old bird person. Some crown made of bones. I don't know. A guy squawked, said it was important. They were doing some big old ritual with a bunch of blood, slaves, dead bodies. We didn't
The
care.
usual.
Yeah, we just showed up, attacked. They looked like they were unarmed, but they weren't. But, magic ain't very strong, it turned out. Well, at least it wasn't in that situation. As he kind of looks at himself for a second, realizing his own situation.
Well, we'll be back through probably within a couple days after we get out of the tunnel.
Nods and goes, "Good luck to you, young travelers. I wish nothing but interest and intrigue."
It's wonderful to see you again, girl.
I hope I don't have to see your faces ever again personally, but that's just me.
I mean, I could also sell off the hammer once you're in it, so you can really pass it around and find someone to get in to possess.
James, if I may give some advice as an old dead ghost only can, there's a point when you just shut your mouth and move on as a merchant. Whenever you feel like, should I say this? The answer's always no.
James will nod and go ahead and settle down because it's still his watch.
Yep. Well, I was going to say, as the ghost begins to dissipate, the lights in the tunnel still kind of flickering as they do, you watch as Grawl vanishes.
Alright, now I'm going back to bed for the third time.
A little bit bags under his eyes. Cinder is already asleep. As you begin or head back to bed, the rest of the night pretty much goes unimpeded as you begin your watch. Continuing through the night, James, for a few more hours before you finally wake Roland to take the last watch. Night goes on without much of a hitch, and as what you assume to be daybreaker when you wake up kind of comes through, you all find yourself still in this tunnel, kind of just relaxing. A cart seemingly kind of on the rails a few feet from where you guys are laying.
Do the
Alright,
rails
can I
look
use the cart,
undamaged?
guys?
What was that, James?
Do the rails look undamaged?
The rails do look like they've been undamaged.
I think we could take that up.
Okie dokie. Everyone in.
As
5 minutes.
I pick up Cinder and put him in.
You pick up Cinder, kind of putting unceremoniously putting him into the bucket, the bear.
You know what? I tuck him in with whatever he was using.
Yeah, tuck him into the nice cold metal.
Cinder just glaring at James as he leans in, trying to tuck him in.
There you go, Uncle. Keep sleeping.
Whippersnappers, they fucking lean up.
Can't get yourself crumbling.
I give us a push and hop in.
Yeah, Rollman, give me a strength check real quick.
Okay.
See how fast you get this puppy moving.
I'm super strong, guys.
It's true. Especially after being punched nearly to death.
When was I punched nearly to death?
You had one hit of 2d8 plus 10. Or 8 plus 8, yeah.
19.
19. As you begin to flutter forward on the rails, the cart moving at a decent pace as Roland kind of jumps in. James already in, Cinder kind of holding on, as well as the three of you begin to move. The thing begins to almost pick up speed. As it does, takes only a few more days of travel, about 2 more, as you lot kind of continue riding this rail or this cart, almost as if it seems to never stop, never slowing down, continuing even uphill and downhill as it continues. After about 2 more days of travel, though, reaching the end of the the rails itself, you see the tall ladder looking up it as. After a day of playing I Spy with James, Rollman, and Cinder, both of you look on to see the ladder with joy and the exception that you're finally going to get out of this tight space.
I spy something gray.
Is it a rock?
Yeah.
I spy a fucking ladder out of here. I'll see you idiots.
Cinder climbs over immediately.
I imagine Roland and James have just been chuckling to that joke for like the last day.
No, I chuckled for 5 minutes and then I stopped chuckling because I'm a normal ass person.
No, never. There is no normalcy. We're insane people. We go on adventures for money.
I'm not insane.
It is
Very normal.
I go on adventures to find different colors of snow.
Have you found a yellow snow yet?
Early in my adventures, I used it as a weapon.
Oh no.
God.
As we climb up the ladder, is the hatch able to be opened?
As you climb up the ladder, kind of pushing on it, looking through, you see as it almost immediately clicks open. Looking up, you don't see a business or anything there. What looks to look like an empty shop, kind of torn down. A sign kind of on the door as you kind of find yourself climbing out and looking around. The shelves completely cleared, no giants kind of around as it looks dark. As you each kind of find yourselves clearing the ladder.
What's the sign say? What's the shop?
Yeah.
As you look over in giant, it reads, "Closed until the war is ended. If I survive."
Checks out.
The "if I survive" looks to have been added as a hand carving onto the wooden sign.
Yeah.
We could try to see if we can get this location for Heart's Brew.
Well, you see, that would require the person that owns this place to die.
It's kind of a messed up thought.
Yeah. Anyway.
But we have to get over to Velcomen. I know the way to the bridge from here, so...
Lead the way.
Heading out into the city.
As you walk up to the door, James, you realize the worst news. It's locked.
Alright, we're on the inside. I'd like to unlock the door.
There is no lock on the inside.
Locked on the outside?
Yep.
What?
Because there's a latch to go out of the city in this one shop. What was that, James?
Is there a window, or is this locked magically?
Nope. It is not locked magically. This is just a solid stone door.
So anyway, I teleport outside and unlatch it and unlatch it.
Using what?
My fucking 4th level teleport spell.
Wait, which one?
He does a dance move.
Frostfell Slide.
As Cinder kind of backs
Does a shimmy.
from the door and begins to dance to an unheard music, suddenly ends it as he slides towards the door and seems to shrink down to almost as nothing but a snowy form that seems to slender itself down to underneath the door as he slips and then reforms onto the other side. Cinder, as you kind of stand around looking up to the city, it looks like a war zone. There is smoke everywhere, small fires, people running about, the sounds of weapons clashing. It does not look like a pretty sight as you look around.
Alright, well, I'll deal with that after I latch the door and let the others see the horror of what's going on.
As you turn, opening the door, the James enrollment, as you kind of step out, being on the third top rung of the city, of course, being divided into 4 rungs, technically, in total. The base, the top, or the first 2, and then the third one, which you're on the top. Looking down, you see as the city itself looks to just have been recently attacked. You can see barricades that have been that are on fire. The giants of all races, kind of or of all colors, being pulled and moved around. You can see down there Regan, Utham, and Hroughton giving orders as they seem to kind of walk about. A few clerics running up and down, grabbing bodies and those who are injured. It looks like a horror field as you see the scorching marks of magic everywhere.
I relock the door once we're out.
Roman sees this, not accepting the war is war, turns and locks the door once more.
War is war. I participated in several wars.
It's true.
I've seen several wars, but this one kind of takes the cake.
What do you mean? This is
Cake
just a normal
where?
raid. Anyway,
Let's just
let's
get over to
let's
the
go
Coleman
before we get caught into something. Keep your eyes up. Be ready, just in case. War is hectic.
As you lot begin heading forward, what's the marching order? Are you all standing next to each other, or
I can lead in front, and James just gives directions. That's fine.
blade out, ready to go? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Rollman, not Rollman.
My new armor currently put away.
Okay. Cinder, I assume you're also at the behind Rollman, kind of standing to the side of James. Okay. As the 3 of you head in, start give me search, spot, or listen checks, please.
I will do a search.
Okay.
Here I go spotting things again.
Oh yeah.
Rollman's too caught up in the war. James's nerves are flowing through the roof. And Cinder is just kind of, this is another day.
I spot.
Wait, Cinder, is that with your 18? No, okay. I was gonna say,
no.
like, damn.
18's only with a spell bow.
Oh, got you.
Listen.
Got you, okay. As the 3 of you begin walking, thankfully as James is, like, hyper-focused, as you start heading down the main road, Rollman, as James immediately points, some barrels start to shake, an eldritch giant looking as if he is missing his right eye, body torn apart, armor looking like it's been dented, kind of steps out, a blade in hand as he gets within 5 feet of you, and you see a firebolt kind of fly from the other side of the street, smashing into the creature, igniting his head as it falls over. As you kind of look on, James kind of having managed to catch it, as you kind of take a second looking around to see if there's anything else.
I rush us down a side path so we're out of that mess. Or side alley.
Heading down the closest side alley after that, the 3 of you begin to find your way through the street side, or the back streets of the city of Frame Purser's Last Hold. Finding a back alley that has been recently built out as you get behind the main buildings. There's a long stairway that just kind of slowly works its way down to the lowest level. As you lot kind of find it, start to go down it, keeping your eyes peeled in the windows as you'll expect more creatures or more attacks. James pointing out a couple of frost giants in the windows with bows kind of trained on you lot with the sigil of Regan Utham's flag kind of hanging in the window as they wait, just watching you lot pass by.
Do we have our insignia? Hold it up, James, if you have it.
I was gonna say,
It's on my hammer.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I
it's
think James
showing
has
it
it
all.
on his armor.
Don't raise your weapon. Don't do that.
Well, James has it
My
on his
weapon's
armor
on my
too.
back with the hammer portion up. It's spottable.
As James kind of like lightly moves his hammer up a little higher on his shoulder just to make it seen more, and kind of presses his chest out a bit more as he does. Cinder,
Okay.
well, Rollman and James kind of take a second looking up, watching this. Are you doing anything?
No.
No, just kind of following along.
Yep.
Just moving
Okay.
really. There's nothing we can really do to force the issue.
All right. As you begin to head through, or continue through, the insignia on your hammer catching the attention, many of the giants kind of holding and watching. A few close calls as you continue heading down the main road, but as you or not main road, this back alley road, but as you finally reach the bottom of the stairs, coming to it, you see as you come out about a block away from the West Wind Clinic, seeing the large bridge opening not far from there. There looks to be a massive barricade that looks to have been ascended. A couple of blackguards standing at it. What looks to be a couple of slightly burning sigils of a like what looks to be Regan Utham's head on a pitchfork. With a bluish background, kind of burning in the back, burning in one of the pits. But as you kind of come out of this side alley, immediately one of the giants, seemingly noticing you lot, turns and speaks and goes, "All right, either you lot are the stupidest Lithotara followers, or you are civilians who have no idea what's going on."
What is proper procedure for us to get through mercenaries in a war, having been in one or two?
Identifying who you work for, what your mission is, kind of keeping to a focal point. Guards typically are usually on edge, especially since most militaries are filled with peasants in Rollman's experience, which means that they're usually very nerve-wracked from war, so they're very jittery and excitable. So calm, focused, to the point, keeping everything easy to understand.
We're Ironheart Merchant Company, seeking passage to Knighton.
Not Knighton, Vilcomen.
Velcomen. Other one. That one.
God kind of laughs at you, seeing James correct you, and goes,
Other one.
"I take it you're not familiar with the giant tongue, huh?" Hey, no, it's understandable. We had a few mercenaries come through here that tried to speak to Regan Utham in giant. One of them insulted his mother. It's hell of a watch.
Did he throw him into the horde?
Oh no, the Regan's been kind. We can't afford to lose bodies right now. If you're trying to get through Velcomen, you and everyone else, we lost the bridge a few days ago. Regan pushed through last night. We managed to get a couple messengers through. I can try to get you through with the next courier, but y'all are putting your life on the line.
What do you think, James?
We just need to let the Woodwalkers know that we did recover the ship.
The Woodwalkers, they're set up. I mean, their business is set up here.
Yes, well, I commissioned a ship in Vilcomen from them. I didn't think showing up at the home location would be smart.
Well, Hagnon is in charge of the command here. He's, probably somewhere around here. Regan Utham's got him as his, basically right hand whenever he's not around. My bet is because of the giant silver statue that he found in Hagnon's room when the Woodwalkers' business got the roof blown off. No one knew about it either, which was shocking.
Then we also need to question about where we're supposed to go to raid the supply depot and assist with that.
Oh, I don't know about no supply depot raid. I know there's a raid planned on Lithotar in the coming about 4 days, something like that. Is what we've been hearing rumors of. There's a fella in town, large fella by the name of something Breeze. Glamour? Yeah, Glamour Breeze. I think that's what it was. And a couple others that are supposedly coming in, or popping in rumors of a mission and all that. So, but if you're wanting something, I recommend Hagnon.
All right, thank you.
Talk to Hagnon.
We'll go let Hagnon know.
He nods and kind of turns, heading back to the barracks as you hear a couple of shouting and the sudden movement of the soldiers as they get their spears and begin fighting once more.
Is there anything from war that I could grab from him to identify us, so I don't have to go through the whole spiel again?
Give
so
me
that don't get questioned everywhere we go.
Yeah, give me a search check real quick for something.
Can I ask the guy?
Oh, well, yeah. You kind of turn back to him as you see him shouting orders. He kind of looks over to you and goes, "What do you need? I don't have much time." God damn it, Fellman! Stab the guy! It's not practice anymore.
Anything we can have on us so we don't have to go through the spiel of us being mercenary merchants.
Sure, here. He kind of like pats himself down for a second and then pulls out a small chain, and you see the on the chain looks to be the sigil of Regan Utham, and goes, just show him this. It'll get you through anywhere.
Alright.
Now, Falman, with your knees.
Don't forget to put
No,
your back into
Falman!
it.
Damn it, Falman! Now you're dead, you stupid bastard!
Oh,
Damn it.
war is war.
As you kind of turn and head back over to Cinder and James, as Cinder's kind of looking at the bridge, you can see in his eyes the contemplation of a plan.
Uncle,
let's
you
go
have
find
an idea?
Well, not to get you across, but I could get across the bridge.
It'd be good to check on the shop and those stationed there, and those that we left there.
I'll put it out there. I can walk under the bridge all the way across if I really wanted to.
I look towards the fact that we're on a mountain, and then, they're probably shooting up at the bridge.
So,
Yeah, I know.
Cinder, as you look out, for a moment, you catch a glance of this giant, stony, draconic face that seems to be almost gargantuan in size, as its head is almost as big as the bridge, kind of climb over the bridge and then disappear.
Yeah, it's normal.
Uncle, I don't think it's a good idea.
Sudden sound of an explosion and the entire mountain rumbling as you then see this creature going flying, its foot just cut in a glimpse as it seems to go flying off the mountain.
Do we recognize that as Utham's guard?
That creature? No, that is not Utham's guard. Utham's guard looks like a frost giant. This thing looks like a giant draconic statue with 4 arms.
James.
Weird.
Also, didn't you need to grab the hammer?
Well, my hammer would be wherever the woodwalkers worked on the ships.
So in Velcomen.
They'll come in.
Do you want to try and get through?
As you look back at the bridge.
I don't know what that thing was.
I mean, they may have had... we commissioned it in Velcomen. They may have moved the ships here to their main dock.
Found it.
Can we see the dock?
Mm.
What's that?
That's the right hand.
Oh.
As you look around, there's a bunch of buildings that are torn up and destroyed. With the search checks from earlier, yeah, nothing kind of catches your attention.
Meaning we'd have to ask the woodwalker that we're about to go talk to anyways.
Alright, let's go talk to him.
As you kind of start heading towards the direction that the sergeant at arms kind of pointed, heading through a couple of guard posts pretty easily, Rollman just holding up the symbol. They seem to let you pass, not even looking at you, as you just walk up, hold it up, and look up from the card games or a few, and kind of nod and kind of go back to doing what they're doing as you kind of pass by. It's tight security as you kind of pass through, seeing men that are injured, many that are still fighting in the streets, occasionally still seeing side street blocks where there's active fights between Eldritch and Frost Giants. But as you kind of find yourself towards the edge of town, what looks to be a small tent has been set up, a couple of stacks of wood off to the side, a couple of crafting benches, or crafting, what looks to be benches made for crafting, kind of set off to the side with tools and such. You want to say crafting bench from Minecraft for some reason. But as you see the tent, seeing a couple of guards out front of it, it takes you a moment or it doesn't take you a long Rollman to catch. That's probably where this individual is as you hold the sigil up as you walk up immediately as they let you in without concern. As the tent flap opens, you see a large, long-haired, muscular frost giant who looks to be like everything a smith would be. Barrel-chested, huge arms, massive legs, big back, wearing what looks to be full plate, as well as carrying a great sword on his back that is huge as well. He stands about 22 and a half feet tall. As he smiles up at you, a glimmer in his eyes that just kind of tells you this is someone who's not dumb by any means, as he seems to immediately start evaluating you, Rollman.
Oh, I evaluate him back. If it gets annoying look in my eyes.
Give me a profession mercenary check.
Ooh.
23.
You gather this individual is a level 10 master and a level 5 Dragon Lord.
What?
Okay.
Wait a minute. Hold up.
Mm-hmm. Hagnan's by no means a pushover. As Hagnan Woodwalker, the head of the Woodwalker family, kind of looks up at you and giving a glimmer, kind of looking up and down Roloman, and looks over to James and goes, and I'm gonna guess, James, Roloman, and Cinder.
Aye.
That'd be correct.
Why does everyone that I've never met know my name?
I don't know, man.
Merchants make a deal on making money, and names are a powerful asset. Hagnan Woodwalker at your service. I am the Regan Utham, or the Regan's admiral? That's a good term for it. I'm the guy he puts in charge when he doesn't want to deal with things, it seems, though. Don't mind it, though. Guy's brilliant. Every time he puts me in charge of someplace, we end up winning, so I feel like this is all part of his strategy. Other than that, he's just trying to share the glory. Kind soul, that man. What can I do for you lot, though?
Came to inform you that we did settle the matter of who stole the ship I commissioned from you guys.
Oh, yeah, the
From the
Cryptic
Woodwalkers.
Cabal.
Aye, and we got it back.
That's unfortunate. But Regan told me to pass on the orders unofficially. Brightwing sent his best and brightest after them. They're in for some shitty times. There's the spell cannons that Og has been experimenting with and everything.
I give a smile and a shrug, and I just go, at least my ship won't go down with them then.
It's true. I wouldn't want to be in their situation, though, because the two captains, they're hunters. They work together. The wolf and the prey is what they call them. Oof. I feel bad for this lot, if that's the case. But, if that's true, then I guess I can let Regan Utham know you lot got it back and we don't have to kill the hostages we had taken. That's unfortunate. By chance, did you see the Regan on the way in?
Down to when we first came out of the shop or the hatches, yes.
Oh, you lot came out
Briefly.
from Nighton. That makes more sense, Well, I'm surprised you made it through the ghost tunnels, but good on you. Shit's gone real here, as you can see.
Grull's been settled down quite a bit.
Yeah, I believe that.
If you don't believe me, you can ask these two. They saw it for themselves as well. We
Yep.
dealt with the ghost. He's still there, but not angry.
Young man, I have no time. Go ahead, Cinder.
He said he believed you.
Oh.
Young man, I got no time for you to deal with this right now. I need to make clear, if you're not here for the war effort, this is kind of an issue. I'm happy that your ship's done and taken care of. You can keep it. We'll let Regan Utham know.
The last thing was where we needed to meet up for the supply depot attack.
Oh, wait, you idiots signed up for that? Oh, gods. Not like, I don't mean like you're stupid personally, but the only people doing it were suicidal. What? How much money do you desperately need? I mean, you guys were just honored as heroes.
Not really into the
Not
whole
really
hero
desperately
thing.
need. The town that the depot showed up on is the land that I gestured to Cinder was given to my uncle.
Oh, you bought the village led by Gretel.
Bought, given, more.
Regan has it written down as bought to legitimize it.
You guys know there's a champion of that enemy god over there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's 3 of them in the territory. We're just trying to figure out where the last one is. That's what Regan's been sweating about. One of them's a mountain giant that I heard decided to take the vanguard of Lithotara's army and attack Nighton. I heard they got repelled.
Yeah, you got killed. We were there.
One is down there on the front lines. I've done a little bit of damage to him myself, but bastard took out about 3 of our frost giant maulers that we had with us. Good boys, the Mauler brothers. Didn't make it very far though. I'll be honest. At this point, we're expecting hopefully like one of the Toth to show up to kill the damn creature. But I heard there's a 3rd one that took over the supply depot. I don't know what he is though, or what it is. I've heard some tell that it's a hag. I've heard some tell it's a cyclops. I've heard some tell it's another mountain giant. That's why we're calling it suicidal though.
I would say I pull out my little note thing that I had as soon as I collected. I believe, from what I learned, they called him a draconic fire giant.
Oh, you got the unlucky draw of the deck, huh? The new one. Huh. Yeah, good luck. So, all I know about the gentleman, he's from the ranks of Lithotara. Apparently, he fought off and took on a group of church followers under Ella Ugbo over near King's End. Did decently. Apparently got himself nearly killed, but after taking them on, managed to get some dragon blood or something like that. Turned, transformed, and suddenly, boom, forest giant to fire giant. I don't know how the hell it worked. But I hear he's able to absorb magic, so be careful.
I just look at Rollman.
Interesting.
I just nod to myself.
I've heard he's similar to that Eider fella, your cousin there, from what I understand. Is that correct, James?
Aye.
Yeah. So, if I had to give some advice, I wouldn't go in there without being armed to the teeth, but my understanding is we got Crump Sr. signed up for it, a lady by the name of Jin Tree, let's see, a group called the Black Finger, don't know what the hell that means,
Oh, great. Well, we know they're not showing up.
and a group of forest giants that are out of King's End. They're a couple smaller giants that seem to do some work. Don't know much about them, but I hear they do work for Knighton as well.
I'm going to consolidate what we know out of character, right? We know Gentry's not going to show up because she's gone.
Mm-hmm.
We know the Finger aren't going to show up because a giant frog killed them.
Which we can state to him that the Black Finger aren't showing up. Their ship vanished mysteriously.
Yeah, the Black Finger are dead.
Also, forest giants aren't those mainly Lithotara followers?
He nods and goes, "Yeah, in Knighton they have a group that decided to signed on way before the war. They've been there since before that big ritual spell went off a few years back, from my understanding. Good kids. Just not too big on civilized life, from what they've been telling us. Live out in the forest, hunt out in the forest. Don't really like people.
I can relate.
Yeah, trustworthy.
Well, Regan's not putting them on his front lines out here, but he trusts them to help out in the siege against Knighton.
Okay.
I mean, shoot. From my understanding, there's a jaguar that was caught that turned into a mountain giant that was fully armored and is real pissed off.
Oh, God.
That is one of the other things we came to inform.
Did he scream about milk?
I don't know. I know the reports we've gotten, though, is that the Vanguard's reforming and the army's starting to turn that way since Lithotara's been holding us here by herself with her one champion. Although, I have heard Regan Utham said he found a mercenary that's coming with, and you'll never believe this, not one, but 2 black sloths that are actually joining on. I didn't even know those things still existed.
How do you pull that out of his ass?
That's what I'm saying. Regan mentioned that the only way he was able to get these mercenaries was he worked with the collective, but he said it was costly, but he wouldn't tell me much more. He did say don't talk to any of them because they were, what was the word he used? Eccentric?
Is there just common knowledge that this strike team's being put together?
Only amongst the higher ranked. My understanding is you lot are heroes by the Regan Utham, and if that's good enough for him, it's good enough for me.
Well, then we probably shouldn't. I think Crump can handle that supply depot on his own. Almost. With the support he has there, although the Black Finger can't show up, their ship vanished from Knighton.
Yeah. That leaves us short on luck and out of time. Regan don't care none about it right now, but Knighton outside of making sure it stays standing. That supply depot, if it gets freed, it gets freed. With what I've heard he's cooking up, this war should be over in a few days. Once the god goes down, we shouldn't have no more issues.
How close is the Lithotara? Are they like...
You do feel the ground lightly rumbling under you. Rollman, as you mentioned, while you're saying this, just for your own knowledge, and to your own note, Roughly, Lithotar is at the base of Velkomen right now. Smacking the mountain and fighting an army.
Yeah. Do you think they might get desperate or something?
He nods and goes, I mean, there's a good chance that we could see a horrible push. We could see a desperate push from either end. There's still rumors of raving bands heading over towards King's End. I don't know what's going on. All I know is that the Regan is panicked and worried. That's why I'm doing what we can here. As he kind of like looks at his map on the table. Go ahead.
I will look to the two of you and go, well, what do we want to do then? The supply depot doesn't seem like it's worth our time if it's not going to be that helpful.
I mean, you wanted to get over to Velkomen.
You want to go to Velkomen? Yeah, good luck getting over that bridge. There's a creature that I saw put Regan Utham on his ass in a single punch. If you think you're going past that thing, I don't know what you're gonna do.
Is it like a draconic looking thing with 4 arms?
Yep, big old, looks about as big as a mountain giant.
It
It's
might
like
be
a
flying.
truck.
One of his legs went flying.
Oh, they're not just one of the things. We've been knocking those things down for days. They keep reappearing.
Interesting. Are they some sort of summon?
I don't know what they are. We just see one fresh every morning, but we see it go to rest every night. The fight continues on through the night in some cases.
Can I roll, I don't know, nature on what the hell that thing is?
Yeah, give me a knowledge nature.
While that's happening, I'm going to
Can I
check my top
assist?
breast pocket to see who this letter is addressed to.
As
Should be to Regan.
as you pull it out, you do see it is addressed to the Regan Utham.
There's also this. I was asked to deliver.
Looks at you for a second and goes, "Okay, and so why are you handing it to me?"
Just give me the
I
letter.
pass it to Cinder.
I guess I'm going on a sprint after the nature check to go find the fucking read.
And for assisting, what's the bonus?
That'll be a 4 in this case, so that's a 32 in
Okay.
total. Alright, Cinder, with the help on this, you recognize this as what is rumored, a creature that hasn't supposedly actually ever existed, is a Garyavar. Changing of name and pronunciation varies depending on the era, but basically these creatures were known to be used by the primordial gods as a sort of like Titan-like race to use as siege engines to take down cities, take down other gods, destroy mountains, stuff like that. They were very good at destroying and attacking everything. Traditionally, these creatures, if they're not being basically controlled by a god, or a primordial god at that, typically are noted to basically inactively sleep underground, deep in the Underdark, never activating and never being bothered by other creatures.
I'll write that out, set it on the table before going to find the Regan to deliver this fucking letter.
Alright. Now, to specify, James and Rollman, you're letting Cinder head off on his own in the middle of a war zone? With CR-17s? Okay.
Oh, I'm about to turn invisible and start blitzing around incredibly fast.
He's the fastest of us, so I'll say be quick, keep your head down.
Okay.
I give him the thing that lets him get by guards. If you're
the chain with the sigil on it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll be here.
Hopefully I'll be
wait
back
here
shortly.
for you.
Cinder closes the tent behind him, stepping out, and what are you doing, Cinder?
I am casting camouflage.
Okay.
And ice skates as I begin jetting around looking for the Regan.
Let me just check something.
This I'm pretty sure it's called ice scaling. Pull up my spells.
No, that's not the spell I'm checking. Don't worry.
No, I knew I had camouflage right.
Actually,
Just
two
a
versions.
blending.
Okay, give me a height check, please, then.
Yeah.
You can also, I think, camouflage will stack with divine insight on this.
13. It will, and of course I'm going to do that because I don't want to get seen.
Not when there are CR-17s walking around.
So with my plus 21 to hide, that'll be a 35.
Okay. As you head into the city, skating around as quickly as you can. What's your movement speed?
85.
85
if I'm not
feet?
running.
Okay. As you begin to run at top speeds, taking off as fast as you can. Apologies. Well, I was taking my own shoes off here. Fuck. Oh, this dress shoes hurt. As you sprint through, avoiding to the best of your ability any side alleys or any areas that you'd be easily ambushed as you follow the main roads, rushing off as fast as you can, climbing over the multitudes of bodies that seem to kind of litter these streets. A large knuckle dusting looking frost giant kind of pinned off to the side, a large sword kind of stuck into his gut, him clearly dead for at least a day or two. As you pass by, noting it. If you, what looks to be a few older frost giants that look to have fallen pretty early on, as they seem to be at the bottom of the pile, kind of catch your eye as you pass by. But as you make it to the center, of the city of Hrimperser's Last Hold, where you'd last seen the Regan. You see as he is over there actively pulling bodies back as people are fighting what looks to be these dark-skinned giants seem to come out of nowhere, beginning to smack at the blackguard that are around him. A large stony statue kind of grabbing them and throwing them around as Regan Utham works in the background to heal.
Well, I'm just skating right up to him with my fucking symbol shown off so I don't get stabbed.
You kind of rush up immediately, kind of as he looks up at you and looks back down at the patient. You see as Hroten kind of steps forward, weapon or battle axe at hand. This gnarly-looking, what looks to be a dragon skull turned into an axe blade with a long bone handle that you can see is clearly enchanted to the nines with magic. As he kind of stands in front of you and looks at you and goes, "State your bit." "Oh, Cinder."
Letter for the Regan.
Looks down at Regan Utham, who just nods as he continues casting spells, and Hroten holds out his hand and goes, let me take that from you." Regan's got his hands full.
Yeah, I'll hand it to him and I'll take one step back in like a military pose, hands behind my back, just waiting.
Yeah, pops it open. You see as he kind of looks at it and it cracks open, holds it in front of the Regan, who begins to read it and says something quietly to Hroten, and Hroten looks over at you and goes, Regan says, asked me to ask you where you got this, and says, don't speak to him directly currently. Otherwise, he will see that as a threat. As Hroten's eyes are kind of a little bit sharper, and you do notice his hands tighten around his axe.
Yeah. Out of the multitude of letters, where did I see this one handed to us?
James got this. This just appeared to James in his bucket, is what he was told. James didn't give you, and James did not give you any information beyond that.
Then I'll go with that. As far as I know, it just appeared. Don't know.
See Hroten kind of lean down, and as Regan Utham says something, and Hroten looks over at you and goes, "The Regan has asked you not to deliver letters to him any further that you don't know the originality to, as this thing is caked with so much magic that you're lucky it wasn't a bomb. He said that what you are basically carrying is something equivalent to a giant identification of discerning your location to let anybody know within the vicinity that knows the spell or recognizes the spell to be able to tell where you are. You just basically lit a giant fucking beacon in front of us." As Hroten looks mad.
I'll make sure the boss knows.
"Whoever your boss is in this situation, I want you to know that you let them know that they're on a warning and the Regan isn't happy." As he turns and goes back, kind of steps off to the front line as like one of these shadow giants kind of starts to break through. Hroten's axe cleanly cutting into the guy as he slams him into the floor and nearly cutting his body in half. Hroten turns back at you and looks to see if you are still there. Are you taking off?
No, the moment he finished talking, I would have skated away.
Alright. As you turn and vanish, yeah?
For the sake of easier travel, I can fully skate up walls because of the shoes I'm wearing with the skates.
Oh, got you, okay. Meanwhile, as James and Rollman, as you stand there with Hagnon, who kind of looks at this board or this map, kind of moving pieces around on it, what looks to be a map of the local countryside, a couple of old hunters' paths and trade routes kind of shown out. Hagnon kind of looks up at you both and goes, "So, you really think Cinder's gonna make it all the way to the Regan, or you think he's gonna get killed?"
What do
put
I
his odds
think?
fairly well at making it there and back.
Roman, what'd you say?
What do I think? Like, from what I know of war in this entire scenario, what would I give
I
his
mean,
odds at?
I'll put it to you this way to kind of take it to your own account. You just saw casually a CR-17 get its head blown off by a spell from across the road like this was a normal day.
I don't think Cinder has military experience. 25% that he makes it.
Agnan kind of smiles at that and then looks over at James and goes, yes. What was that again? I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
I give him about half and half of getting there and back.
He nods at you both and goes, you believe in your friend quite a lot, given the fact of what we're under siege from.
He's quick.
You lot don't know much about giants, I take it. But we're not here to talk about the war front, or at least this war front. I imagine you lot decide to stick around. You have something you want to ask, or something going on?
No, we will take our leave from your tent and just wait outside for Cinder at this point. Thank you for your time.
He goes, not a problem. Take your time out there. As you kind of step away, heading out of the town, the two guards out front kind of just looking at you lot as you kind of begin to take a few more steps out, just out of earshot as you find yourself in a quiet
Before
area.
I leave and like
Mhm.
during as soon as Cinder left, and can I look at like the arrangements of troops and see if I can think of a next course of action that would be beneficial for them? Maybe
Give me
just
a
a bit of advice or something.
Give me a profession mercenary, yeah.
8.
Um,
If it's not good, I won't give any advice. But
Yeah, as you kind of look at it for a second, you see there is a large amount of forces at Velcomen, at Hrimperser's Last Hold, at Knighton, and at King's End, but there doesn't seem to be any sort of supply line or communication lines that you can see that are set up. No army connection, no front. It's all a bunch of smaller fronts that are being pushed. As you kind of take a look at, with an 8, it's hard to come up with a real good plan in this situation. As you see it, they're surrounded on almost every front. This is a pretty large and massive war that he's trying to calculate. It's a bit bigger than what you're used to, Rollman, as you kind of look at it. And not really having any advice as you kind of step out. As the two of you kind of find yourself taking a few more feet over towards one of the buildings that are kind of collapsed, allowing you to kind of see into what looks to be the woodwalker's previous workshop. The two of you kind of stand there, wait for a little bit. A few moments kind of pass as the two of you are kind of standing there, making small talk, kind of really taking into the situation and thinking. As a few more minutes pass, though, Cinder seems to kind of appear almost out of nowhere, seemingly dropping his camouflage as he suddenly stands in front of both of you.
I
Welcome
just
back,
have to
Cinder.
say, well done.
I mean, when you can turn invisible, the giants are the brightest. At least the enemies aren't.
All go well.
Well, I don't think
Oh,
we're going
James-
to be
oh.
attacking Supply Depot.
Oh, James is in trouble. Letter was caked. Letter was caked in magic. Made a beacon of where the Regan was.
Oh, son of a fucking bitch.
As you hear a distant explosion back where Cinder, you had just come from.
Well, it did come from the same source as the one that letter you got that had the potion spells on it.
I don't know where it came from. It was...
The person.
It had discern location on it, so probably.
Note to self, removed letter deliveries from my list of services.
No longer deliver letters.
Roman says proudly, kind of looking at James on that, as James lightly crosses it out on his business ideas.
Okay.
Every time we deliver a letter, something gets fucked up.
Well, what do we want to do now?
Well, we can
We're
either
kind of in a
stick
war
around
zone.
for a few days and see how things calm down and play out.
The ground
Actually-
shakes slightly.
Cinder,
Head
would
back
you
to
speak-
Knighton through the tunnel.
We could serve as message deliverers. I know this is awkward timing, but word of mouth. They're very spread out right now. We could.
I could
maybe serve
assist as a medic.
Roman, did you just look at James as he did not catch at all where you're going with this?
Nope, that's not what I was talking about.
I can't move very quickly through here, and I'm likely to get targeted because of
Okay.
the heavy armor.
I was talking more Cinder. We could do something else, but more so
Combat
Cinder, if
delivery
you're
man.
up to- Does this sound like something you'd be able to do?
Cinder kind of scratching his chin slightly as he thinks. You can see he's in deep contemplation, Roman, as you look over at him for a moment.
James, what about you? You got any ideas for what you or I could do?
I can assist as a combat medic and use healing spells to assist in keeping some people at least alive.
I am so going to do drive-bys and kill enemies while I run by at 340 feet a turn.
And deliver messages.
Yeah,
Not
while I do
letters.
it.
Okay. Sure. Let's go talk to him again and say we could be useful.
Roman looks over at there, kind of realizing the awkwardness, kind of looks back at the other two and just forward march really and starts walking. Alright.
Or we can just leave.
No, it's also a choice.
We could.
As James kind of says that stopping Roman as
It
he
is up
takes
to
a
you,
step forward.
James. I just offered an idea of what we could do to assist, especially after pissing off the Reed.
Another explosion in the background, causing the mountain to rattle.
Get work
once
to
more.
healing. Just let them know that we're going to stick around and assist, just not on the front lines. For at least me, and that he now has a messenger at his disposal in Cinder. And whatever you wish to do, Roland.
I can serve as advisory. I've been in a war or two before.
Thinking back on all of the ones that you have both been in and started.
Do you want me to go tell him because it'll be less awkward if I re-show up?
I was talking more to
Yes.
the Hafnen.
Hagnin.
No,
Hagman.
no, I know. No, I know.
Well, I think all three of us can show up. That's fine.
I left to do something. You guys probably just walked out afterwards, really awkwardly.
Yeah, after you were to wait for your return, so we can just all walk back in.
As Roman
We don't
looks
agree.
over at the tent.
You're a weird guy, Rolliman. So I'll start walking over.
Why? What? What did I say was weird?
When you
Okay,
walk
I'm
out of
walking in.
somewhere after saying we won't take up any more of your time, that's the weird part. You're trying to take up more time.
As James kind of catches up to Roman, and Roman start walking after Cinder, trying to get an answer.
It's not taking up time if we're being helpful.
It's true. As Roman kind of explains this, Cinder opening the flap and Hagman kind of looking up again and goes, "Oh, another message, or just decide to change your mind and you have decided to become a marionette?"
We got nothing better to do. We're gonna help.
Well, I meant that as a joke. I didn't actually want you guys to sing for us.
No, that's not what I meant.
Oh, you mean like, yeah, that makes more sense. You know what, that's fair. You lot want to sign on as mercenaries? I mean, I think you're a little weak to kill a god, but hey, I can let the Regan know you're interested in the mission.
I'm pretty sure I can run faster than anyone in this country if you need messages delivered.
No, we're not signing up for the strike team or whatever. More so supportive roles. Cinder here can deliver messages. I noticed that you're all separated from each other, pointing at the map. He can deliver messages pretty quick. James
Like-
can heal. Some sort of combat medic. I can assist in some more tactical advancements.
Give me a diplomacy check, Rolliman.
Oh yeah. You want to help? Well, my own.
I haven't said anything, so if I'm allowed to help, I will. I'll give a roll, but
I was more talking
I'll
about the
give you-
divine insight.
I'd say I'll give you my last +9. Go ahead.
And suddenly you were attacked by an
22.
evil monster.
Oh no!
It needed that suddenly. But no, 22. As you kind of say this, kind of looks at you, catching the honesty and earnest interest to help. You see as Hagnan kind of nods and go along, and there's a flicker for a moment, Rollman, where you realize there might be a little bit of a misunderstanding somewhere along the lines, but you're kind of unsure as you see some look in his eyes that looks off as Hagman goes, "Oh, you guys are just fans of the Regan too. You know, I get it. You want to help out just like every. You know what? I think it would only be right to make sure the fan club can continue like this. So, courier work, sure, we could use you. I could use someone hauling bodies and someone healing bodies. Sure." He looks down at James and goes, "You to the clinic." Looks at Rollman and goes, "Body collection." He looks at Cinder and goes, "You're stuck next to me."
I'll just nod. It's a little ice skate.
I recommend James, you report to one of the 3 specialists if you prefer healing based on the divine. There is a young man, rather an interesting man. As he kind of like stops and smiles at that and goes, "That should work." By the name of Fune. He's a little bit crazy and formerly a member of Lithotara's personal crusaders, but he's a pretty capable divine and arcane disease and poison expert. So, best man I think to recommend for you to go meet. Rollerman, honestly, stick around me and I'll get you in touch with the corpse collection. I don't know who's in charge of it because I think Fellman.
They keep dying.
Well, we had a boy named Fellman who had a brother on the front barricade. You know, it goes. It happens. Don't worry, you'll be coming along with me. We'll go find whoever's in charge now. Or find someone to put in charge. Hey, maybe you'll get a battlefield promotion.
Huzzah!
Mostly because everyone else is
put in charge
dead.
of corpse collection.
Hey, you laugh at it, young James, but trust me, that is one of the most valuable jobs
are where
on
the
the
enemy
battlefield.
is.
Yep. And he looks at 3 of you and goes, "All right."
I assume you prefer me grabbing out people who are mostly dead and not full dead.
No, the full dead is mostly what we're looking for. If you go for a partially dead, you'll probably end up dead yourself. These boys are willing to stab.
Okay.
As he
The
kind of
ones that can walk back are the ones that get healed.
Yeah, he looks at the 3 of you and goes, "All right, I don't know how long you plan to stay here in town, but from now on, you report to me. Otherwise, you are now," as he like puts the sigil of the golden god like in the air with his hand. He goes, "Christened as Regan Utham soldiers. You don't have to worship the god. It's just to mean that you'd glow if you planned any ill will against him." As he looks over at Cinder specifically and gives a slight longer, not a glare, but definite gaze that looks there for a second to see if anything happens. As Hagman looks to the 3 of you and smiles, and we fade to black as you 3 begin to help out around the town. We will join next time when, hopefully, with the war either continuing or post-war. We thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed. And as always, remember, it's Monday's fault. Thank you.